So
what's up, everybody? Welcome or welcome back, whatever the case may be. So glad you are here with me. TCU just finished off Virginia. Not bad for Virginia, the only double-digit seed remaining, and hey, they were doing really well, and TCU came out in half and took care of business. Listen, I heard an interesting statistic just now. TCU had 79 points. Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez scored or assisted on all 79 of those points. That is ridiculoso. Two players, Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez, scored or assisted on every single point. Oh, every single of their 79. That's wild. So we got our first L for the Rossies bracket. I went against my gut, not in my own bracket, but I went against my gut because Elizabeth said go for UVA, and is it UVA? Is that what they call themselves? Anyway, Virginia. So yeah, we got the first loss. Blue Sky, glad you're here. Midnight, glad you're here. Connie, Elizabeth, yay! Elizabeth received a membership because, of course, the Rossies are so incredibly generous, and so she was the recipient of a membership. So glad you are here, and I'm glad you love this community the best, as I always say. All right, so who else is here? Let's just go through, say hello, and then we're going to jump right in because we got a lot of work to do. You got to be the front office. You got work to do, okay? So I see that Midnight has already made fever front office decisions, and Connie as well. Once again, Elizabeth Tompkin, glad you're here. Carrie is in the house. So interested in the thoughts and looking forward to a great conversation. Yes, so am I. Hey, Clara, Copper Top is back. We were live for the South Carolina Oklahoma game, which was a snooze fest. Another blowout. Jules is with us. Denise is here. Glad you're here. Clara's agreeing with Midnight's choices as well. And yes, excited. Claire, Carrie, and anxious. Smoke is in the house. Hannah is back. Okay. Jules talking about her pool party today. Smoke Davis. Who else we got here? Let's see. It's later on those of you who are on the East Coast than it is for me here in Central Time. Okay, Dibby is with us. Summer managed to hang out. She said she was going to stay awake for a little while at least. Glad you're here. Michelle is here as well. Marlene is here. Who else? Want to say hello. Hit the like button on your way in. I need your help. Listen, Rossies in green, members of the channel. Actually it's green. Yeah, it's green. Summer green, moderators blue. Okay, Freedom is back as well. I might need you to jump on the open mic, moderators and members, as we hash this out. Kat is with us. Howdy. Your second, mine was good to go to Elizabeth. I can't remember which Elizabeth it was, the last name. Got us to pick Virginia, but it's okay. All right, Freedom will be right back. All right. Okay, Kim Kelly is in the house. Oh, you're early. Okay, good. Pope is here. Good to see you, Pope. Freedom's back. All right. Okay. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Dibby Don, Oklahoma in the house. Sorry for the loss for Oklahoma today. All right. So here's the deal. On Sunday, that's tomorrow, all WNBA teams have to submit their projections. Well, we're going to give our projections. They have to submit their list of protected players. That's 5 protected players for each team. Now, we're not going to find out if we're right or not. What we're going to find out is who was not protected. Right? We're going to know who's not protected. We're not going to know all who were protected. So I say get your pen and paper out so that as I go through the roster, I'm going to go back and forth from the roster, from the WNBA site to our list, our running list. So as I read through, you might want to jot down who you're thinking. If we're stuck, and some of these, I got to tell you, I'm stuck. If we're stuck, I might need some of the Rossies, the members of the channel to come on the open mic and talk us through this like we do when we do our draft. So we're going to do in alphabetical order, except for the fever. We're going to put the fever last. Yes, we are. We are going to put the fever last. All right. So hello, everybody. All right. So we're going to start with the aces. We're going to start with the aces, and I need your help. I have my picks. Let me scroll up here. I got my pick, but I'm not so sure. I got a question mark. So let's go. Share the screen. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Okay. So hopefully you can see that well. And let's go through the roster. You get to pick 5, y'all. Some of these are going to be difficult. Get your pens ready. Let's go. So we've got a roster of Jackie Young, Kirsten Bell, Nalissa Smith, Dana Evans, Chelsea Gray, Aaliyah Nye, Megan Gustafson, Asia Wilson. Yeah, I don't think they're going to protect Asia. Yeah, she's not for it. Kidding. Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, Kia Stokes. This is what we have. And we get to pick 5. 5. Summer says, wouldn't it be funny if the aces didn't protect Asia? Yeah, that would be real funny. Real funny. I'm going to keep our list here. So I think we can put Asia on the list. 5. You get 5 protected. You're the general manager for the day. Brett says, do they have to protect Asia and her whistle? Michelle says, just to clarify, protecting means not giving away for free. Protecting means that there's an expansion draft on April 3rd. And you've got Portland and Toronto who are trying to pick a team, right? If I understand right, they did the coin toss yesterday. I think the Tempo, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't the Tempo win the coin toss and choose to pick second in the expansion draft, but the first available pick in the regular draft, which would be the 6th pick. So the 5 players on the team, you're welcome, Michelle, that you are not going to expose to this draft. All right. I'm curious about Jewel Lloyd as well. So again, very quickly, Jackie Young, Kirsten Bell, Nalissa Smith, Dana Evans, Chelsea Gray, Aaliyah Nye, Megan Gustafson, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, and Kia Stokes. So I think if anybody disagrees with me, let me know, but I'm about to put Asia down on the list. I'll show you what I've written down after we get our 5. So we got Asia. Are we cool? Who else needs to be on this list? Anybody? Yes. Oh yeah. Midnight. For those of you who don't know, yes. For those of you who don't know, the expansion teams can only select one unrestricted free agent. Period. One. Okay, and then that they can core that player and offer and offer the super max, but it can be only be one, and that does figure in because it figures into the conversation about whether Sophie Cunningham should be protected or whether Michaela Timpson should be protected. So yeah, a lot of it is convoluted, and some of it I gotta look up all the time because I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm seeing people say Asia and Chelsea. What's up, Martha? Yeah, I'm seeing people say Chelsea and Jackie. Freedom believes Nalissa. I have a question mark next to Nalissa. Elizabeth says Jackie Young, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, and Chelsea Gray. That's 4. We need 5. I'll tell you who I have. I'll tell you who I got. And you tell me what you think. I have Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, and then I have Nalissa with a question mark. First of all, does anyone disagree about Asia, Jackie, Chelsea, or Jewel Lloyd? Any disagreements there? Clara says, I've never seen Nalissa do anything protectable. I mean, she's all right. They were very pleased with her, though, when she came over from the wings. Jules doesn't think they're going to protect Jewel Lloyd. And Freedom says, I can see her. I can see her. The Spanish girl, meaning Megan Gustafson. So of the names, I need names. Aaliyah Nye, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd. There are people who really don't think that they're going to protect Jewel Lloyd. Let's look at her numbers. Let's go to her numbers. I mean, I'm not saying that's the only thing that figures in, but Jewel Lloyd gave you 11.2 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 1.8 assists per game. And remember, she started out as a starter, and then the team was looking like trash. And then they said, you know what? She said, I got to give her credit. She said, Coach Becky Hammond, let me come off the bench. And then she came off the bench, and things really started to turn around with that spark off the bench. I think they're going to protect her, but we got to make a decision here. Aaliyah Nye, I'm not overly familiar with her other than her numbers, and her numbers say 3.8 points per game, 1.5 rebounds per game, and 0.5 an assist per game. She's 6 feet. I got Aaliyah Nye as her guard forward at 3.8, and I got Jewel Lloyd at 11.2. Yeah, I'm going with Jewel Lloyd. So you agree with the 4. Okay. And maybe Megan instead of Nalissa Summer. Can I go back to the top? I can. Oh, this is the hard work of being a general manager for the day. So we got Jackie Young. I think it's safe to say I can put Jackie. I'm going to put her name down. I think we're good with Jackie Young. Okay. And then we've got Kirsten Bell. Nalissa Smith, 7.6 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, and less than an assist per game. 6'4", you got the height, and they were very pleased with her, it sounds like. Dana Evans came up big in the playoffs. She didn't play in Unrivaled. She was injured the whole time, by the way, during Unrivaled. She's 5'6". Chelsea Gray is grandmama. Okay, I think it's safe to say they're going to protect Chelsea Gray. I'm going to put her name down for now. And then we've got Aaliyah Nye. Went over her. Megan Gustafson is your center at 6'4" from Iowa, but 3 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, and 0.3 assists. Asia Wilson, of course, is on the list. Jewel Lloyd gives you 11-3. Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, she's missing a consonant in her name. It irks me. It needs to be Titus. I don't know. But anyway, 8-1-0. And Kia Stokes with 1. 9 years. And you got 10 years experience for Cheyenne, 10 years from Jewel Lloyd. Who we got, y'all? Smoke, you thought what would make me happy? What did I miss? I'm gonna miss some of this chat because I'm going back and forth between windows. No Jewel, Copper says. The numbers, though, the numbers. I'd protect Jewel Lloyd, Clara says. I'm just listening, picking up my daughter. All right, Hannah, appreciate you being here. Aging out. I don't see them protecting her. Who's the her? Because I'm back and forth between stuff. Nye was a rookie, Somerset. Becky didn't play her much, and the numbers do say that. So they're not gonna protect her. And maybe that's a good thing. Let her go to an expansion team and get some experience. They need to be very careful to keep those, Summer says, who can tolerate playing with Asia. Oh my goodness. They don't have many young players. That's my pick of 9. Aaliyah is a good shooter. Yeah, but they didn't think enough of her to keep her. And the Aces are all about winning the championship. So Becky Young might prefer the experience. Okay, so Nalissa, I think Nalissa maybe will be protected. What's up, Kelly Marie? We were talking about you earlier. They could protect Megan just so there's no chance she could not go play with CC. I don't think they're thinking about that, honestly. I know we as fans are thinking about that, but people trying to win championships. I'm just saying. The Houston, yes, it's hard when you look at their stats because we have to look at their minutes. That's true too, but we can remember some of them. All right, guys. This is what I got. Hang with me here. This is what I got. Tell me what to do. I have for the Aces. I got Asia, Jackie, Chelsea so far. I'm thinking Jewel. If you disagree and you're a member of the channel and you want to come on, then you tell me what. And here's my question, Nalissa. I think the way they spoke about her, I think they may be inclined to keep her. This is my 5. If I'm the general manager, based on what I see, anybody feel strongly enough to make your case. Araceli, what's up? Araceli says, I don't think Lloyd will return to the Aces. Summer's the comedian tonight. They'll probably keep Nalissa and then regret it. I mean, she did play well for them. You got to look at the money too. So exactly. That's why I'm doing this together, because I can't keep all those things. To me, is so much. You have to look at the money and who you can afford, obviously. And you also have to look at like who you don't need to protect, because remember, the expansion teams can only take 1 free, unrestricted free agent each. And so are they gonna waste their unrestricted free agent on a particular person or not is something. So Clara says Dana, they did win 3 out of the last 4 championships. Freedom said, I need some. Who's coming on? Who's coming on? Make the case for Jewel or Nalissa. And obviously, for those of you who don't know, I open that up to members of the channel. What do we got? Ad Smith. Okay, so I got Nalissa. All right, she does do her thing. Her biggest problem was probably Dejanay and running her mouth. She didn't jive with Christy Sides, but then she ended up going over to the Aces and did okay. Are we good with this? Can we move on? Are we good with Jewel? We can revisit. And those of you who are good with the money, You can say, nope, could cost too much for this person or that person. Smith will be cheaper. Yeah. The expansion teams are looking for anyone who isn't an unrestricted free agent. Exactly. Dejanay was the biggest hurdle. I agree. Bad decision. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I don't go with this. We want to revisit, we can revisit. Next, let me put this back up. We've got the dream. So let me get this going. There's a lot of sharing and unsharing. So going to change this to the dream. Get their roster up. Tell me what you're thinking. Saving the fever for last, by the way. All right. So for dream, you hear my cat in the background. You see the dream. You had Naz Hillman, who is a baller. Don't let that points per game. Don't let it trick you. 8.6 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, 6'2", 3 years young. I know she just be killing them, hurting them in Unrivaled. Tahina Pow, Jordan Canada, Taylor Theory, I'm not overly familiar with, was a rookie. Ryan Howard, okay. Nia Coffey, Alicia Gray. Is it Sika Kone, Brianna Jones, Shatori Walker Kimbrough, Maya Caldwell, and Brittany Griner? I was really struggling with this one. Naz, Pow, Jordan Canada, Taylor, Ryan, Nia, Alicia, Sika, Brianna, Shatori, Maya, and Brittany Griner. What do you got? Yeah. Okay. So I see the list here. How much pull do the head coaches have in the decisions? Jules said, I absolutely do believe that there's conversation going on, because I think general front office and the coaches get together on this. And obviously bottom line is it falls on the front office. But so Freedom has Hillman, Canada, Howard, and Gray. Those are the obvious ones. I don't even think I put Naz Hillman down. I got to check what I wrote. Clara says Gray, Howard, Hillman, Canada, and Jones. Okay, yep. And then Freedom added Jones. Michelle, Howard, Gray, Brittany Griner. So the first one who says Brittany Griner here, Canada and Hillman. Remember, we're talking money as well. And I want to say we're talking youth, or experience, but I don't really know that, because I don't know what these teams value the most. I can go with your list, Phyllis. I'll put money on my choices: Hillman, Canada, Howard, Gray, and Jones. No Brittany Griner. Hillman. Who's TP? Let me go back to TP. Oh, TP. Tahina Pow. I wish they had Steels over here. 5'8", 1'6". She'd be cheaper. So for salary cap reasons, Ryan, Alicia Gray. When is Griner going to retire? Kelly Reed said Griner will expect max, but she is past her prime and too slow. I agree. Her layup, just to make a layup, it's like to be continued. Clara says she's out of shape, relying on her height. I excluded Griner because Griner's declining and getting old. Yeah. All right. So let me remind myself of what I put here for the dream. I have Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Bree Jones, Jordan Canada, and then I wrote Brittany Griner with a question mark. But I think Naz Hillman bumps Brittany Griner out of there, or they keep BG for her experience and because you can't teach height. So there is that. What y'all saying? Christopher says Griner, Howard, Jones, Pow, and Theory. Is that for money reasons, Christopher? Because these numbers, Theory at 0.4. I don't know how much she played. I don't recall how much she played because, like Jules says, that does factor in. But she is a rookie, so she's not going to get paid as much as others. But less than a point per game, I mean, that's rough. Obviously, Alicia Gray, Bree Jones. I'm just not sure about Brittany Griner. 9.8 points per game. Anybody that tall needs to be pulling down more than 5.2 rebounds per game, in my opinion, but she is 6'9". And they don't have a lot of height at all. Like, look at this team. 6'2", 5'9", 5'6", 6'1", 6'2", 6'1", 6 feet, 6'3", who doesn't score. 6'3", again, Bree Jones, 5'9", 5'11", and 6'9" is Brittany Griner. My goodness, where's the height? Dump Griner. Get rid of Griner. She's useless. So who gets her spot? So I'm putting right here Alicia Gray, and I'm putting in Ryan Howard, and I'm putting in Bree Jones and Jordan Canada. Everybody agree on Jordan Canada? I mean, Jordan she's quick. She's very quick, very energetic. And you guys are saying no BG. Some are saying BG. You're general manager. You got somebody who's almost 7 feet tall, who's been in the league for a long time. You done with her? What did everybody say? People saying agree. Ryan, Gray, Jones, Canada, Hillman. Yeah, I'm doing Fever last. Yeah, you guys, you're leaving Brittany Griner on the table. Get rid of Griner. All right, I'm seeing Nas. Anybody want to come on? Let me know. If you're a member of the channel, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. There's the link coming up right now. If you're a channel member, please make your case. Why are you getting rid of Brittany Griner? Why Nas Hillman over Brittany Griner or whoever? Griner is like 50. Griner is like 50. Griner slowed them down. Griner is 7 feet and it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. No BG. Freedom says Jordan Canada lit up the Fever in the first half of one of those games before getting shut down by Caitlin in the second half and losing the game. Are we keeping her on the list though? I can show my typing screen. I just got to go back and forth. So now that we've seen that, yes, let's show the screen I'm typing on so you can see who I have, and we'll see what you think. Again. All right. This is who we have. This is who we have. We've got Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, Bree Jones, and we're looking for this. And folks are saying no way to BG, but they are saying yes to Nas Hillman. Is there somebody else who deserves that spot? Oh, here comes Freedom. All right. Freedom on the mic. What's up, Freedom? What's up? Good to see you on. I need your front office mind.
Yeah, I just wanted to say so that everybody can hear me why Brittany Griner does not deserve to be on this team.
Okay, tell us.
I'm sorry. Brittany's okay. She's a legend. She's got gold medals and all that, but she old. She too old.
Old or experienced?
Well, I mean, she's got experience, but she's getting up there. You're going to have to give her a cane or give her a walker because those legs, as tall as she is, ain't going to last that long.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not impressed.
No.
Neither am I. I mean, since I've come back to the WNBA, which was Caitlin's first season in 2024, I've not been impressed with her. I just think even in Unrivaled, I mean, you can't teach height, but I don't see her worth protecting. And how much money will she take up?
And then that's the other thing. She's going to want more money, but she ain't worth it.
Right. So would you go with Naz Hillman?
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a baller, and she doesn't back down from anyone. I mean, she could handle the physicality, you know. So yeah. Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, Brianna Jones, Naz Hillman. You good with that?
I'm good with it.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. All right. I might have to have you come back on, but thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we got that, y'all. All right. So we're going to go back to the roster, and we are going to move on. We're going to move on to the next team on the list. So let me go back to the roster. All right. So the next one on the list is I got Liberty. Uh-oh. The Liberty. This team might look a whole lot different. A whole lot different than we've seen. All right. So here we go. 2025 roster. We had, keep your pens ready. Help us out here. Stephanie Talbot, Rebecca Gardner, Nayara Sabali, Natasha Cloud, Leonie Fibich, Sabrina Ionescu, Isabel Harrison, Izzy, Kennedy Burke, Maureen Johannes, Brianna Stewart, Emma Meisman, John Quell, Jones. You only get 5, front office. 5. I'm sorry if I can't. I'm missing some of your comments because you see I'm doing a lot back and forth. Okay, Phyllis Nickerson.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent.
I live here in the Atlanta Metro. Went to most of the games. No Griner. Okay, it's just
you're in the dream. Okay,
yes. I thought. Did we move on? I apologize. I guess it took me a minute.
But you live there, so I want to hear what you got to say.
Yes, Griner. No, just sitting at the games and watching her. She is slow. I mean, she can't make a layup. I was excited for some of the community things that she did here. I participated in them, but on the team, no.
No.
My issue. I love Canada, but she stays hurt. She's a pistol. So my concern is Canada or Pow Pow. Okay.
And Canada, she be hitting the ground a lot.
She does. She does. She's fast, but she's not always available. So that's my only thing with her. But I like the list though.
Okay, and Jordan Canada, like you said, she is 11.2 rebounds per game, 3.3. Points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, and 5.7 assists per game.
She's good when she's there. She is. I was happy when she came back.
Okay, so what about you? Like Tahina Pow Pow?
I do. I think she was a rookie.
Yeah.
And so she's growing. I think she would help with the money if that became an issue. So that's the concern. If we're talking about a point guard, when they would bring her in, the arena would just go off with Pow Pow.
Yeah, very. Well, that's South Carolina.
Yes, and they travel right up 85 to come see her.
They will travel, right?
Yes, they do travel. So that's my 2 cents.
No, I appreciate it. I'm looking at here. So Smoke said to you, I didn't realize she's often injured. I didn't think about that either. I just know she'd be falling all the time. Smoke said that's disappointing. She's a solid player. And Clara says, I like Pow Pow. I could take her if you're saying Canada's hurt a lot. And then Freedom says, I forgot all about that. Canada hits the floor more than the basketball does. And that's true. So would you, if you're the front office and you're trying to solidify your 5, would you say Adrienne, you get the last decision, and I'm putting my money down, so to speak, on removing Jordan Canada and placing Pow Pow in there.
I know they would probably kill me here, but yes, that's what I would say. Only because you're trying to grow the team, some experience, and we do need some height. So they're going to have to get some height in there. I agree with that. I didn't realize that. I love Bree Jones. I think she's about as the tallest one. Without Griner.
Mm-hmm.
I love her, but I would go with Pow Pow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know that they would throw anything at you, because I'm looking at comments and they're like, man, that was a point we had not thought of, which is why I wanted to do this with all of you. And somebody else said not Canada. All right, so thank you for that.
Okay.
I'm going to replace it. I'm going to put Pow Pow. Cass says I like Pow Pow. I'm going to put her in here. She's tough.
Okay, thank you. Good night, ladies. Well, everybody, not just ladies, everyone.
Yeah, everybody. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to make that change, y'all. Let me get that on here. Pow, pow. And you know what? We gives us an opportunity just to say her name, because I like the name. Pow, pow. Pow, pow. All right. So we're going to change this roster, and we're going to go to the Liberty. What do we got for the Liberty? Back to the green page. Oh, wow. Okay. Smoke says, Phyllis, my hubby is staying overnight outside Atlanta, heading to Indiana tomorrow. Pretty cool. All right. So I see some thoughts already up about New York. So again, Stephanie Talbot, Rebecca Gardner, Naira Sabali, Natasha Cloud, Leonie Fevich, Sabrina Ionescu, Isabel Harrison, Kennedy Burke, Maureen Johannes, Brianna Stewart, Emma Meisman, and John Quell Jones. So I'm going to see what you got. So I see Claire says Stewart, Sabrina, Jones, Emma, and Cloud. Interesting. Carrie says it's so cool to hear members' feedback. I love it. I love it. Freedom says the New York Freedom, or is that the woke Freedom? Liberty needs to be Sabrina's team. Mm-hmm. Remember, we're thinking money as well. You've got John Quell, and you've got Brianna Stewart, and you've got who am I missing here? Sabrina Ionescu. You can protect 5. Clara says, but here's the question. Will anyone go play for their old coach, Sandy Brondello? Remember, they can only pick one unrestricted free agent. I do believe that there probably are among Brianna, Sabrina, and who do I keep forgetting? And John Quell. Somebody probably does want to be picked in that expansion draft. But if I'm New York, that ain't my business. My business is I need to protect what I need to protect. Freedom says Stewart, Ionescu, Jones, Sabali. She's tough, and I'm gonna go with Fevich. Okay, Sabrina for the max contract. Jules says Stewart, Fevich, Jones, and Emma. Great spelling for the accent. Sabali, I think Sabali is out. Okay, Elizabeth is advocating for Cloud. I'm like, get her out of. She run her mouth too much, but I guess that shouldn't matter. I think Sabrina would play for her as well. Is it possible that Sandy will pick her one unrestricted free agent from her old team? It makes sense to me. If I'm a team and I can only have one unrestricted free agent, I want to pick somebody and pay them the max. I want to pick a super max. I want to pick somebody I know something about. She knows what she's getting with any of them. And exactly, Mark says Liberty going to be in trouble because of the CBA cap. This is where that CBA is an issue. Sabali needs to be their starting forward. Jones could be out. I would protect John Quell. Of course, the injuries with John Quell. She missed a lot of the season, but so did Brianna Stewart. I think Brianna missed a month. If I'm Sandy, I'm grabbing my former player, Carrie. I agree. I'll just tell you what I picked. I had a question here too. I have Sabrina, Brianna, John Quell, Phoebich, and I have Emma Meesman or Kennedy Burke. And I just heard people speak well of Kennedy and how, I mean, it's 8.1 points per game. But people said she was balling at the end. Obviously, I mean, I'm passing Stephanie Rebecca Niera. You know, she's only 2 years. She's 6'5", 5'4", and 4.5. Natasha Cloud, 10.1 points per game, 3.7 rebounds per game, 5.1 assists per game, and a whole lot of mouth. Leonie Phoebich, 8.7, 3.5 rebounds. Sabrina, of course, is a shoo-in, easy to pick. Marina at 6.4, Brianna Stewart almost 20. I mean, Emma at 13.4 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, and 3.2 assists per game. Jonquel was injured a lot, but she's almost averaging a double-double here, and she's 6'6". I got to protect her at 6'6". She's my tallest player. And then there's Sabali. Let me go back over here and see what you guys are saying. I wouldn't protect Natasha because she brings too much drama and controversy. I wouldn't pour water on her if she was on fire, Freedom said. Oh, my goodness. I wouldn't pick her either, but I think it's more personal. Randy said nobody signed Marina Mabry, but that, you know, that's not going to happen. She be knocking down those threes. No one is liking Marina Johannes. Where did I find this so I can fill out my own? Oh no, this is just us. This is just us, April, being front office for the day. I'm just going through, and I just want to know who you guys are picking. But this is I'm just at the WNBA site and pulled up the roster. All right, so I'm gonna go on over to my list. Oops, Phyllis is there. I'm gonna go over to my list and see what I can write down. Let me try that again. Share my screen, go over here. Share. Why isn't it letting me share? Okay, here we go. Okay, so for Liberty, I think it's fair to say we're good with Sabrina. We're good with Brianna. We're good with, are we good with Jonquel? I'm good with Jonquel. And then I had Phoebich. Forgive me if I spell anybody's name wrong. And then I wasn't sure about Emma Meesman or Kennedy. I'm not sure about the Liberty because there's a lot of money being sucked up from the Liberty. But Sandy's gonna want Sabrina or Brianna Stewart. And so if I'm the Liberty front office, I'm protecting these people so Sandy can't get them. Right? That's what I'm doing. Lainey Hamilton, she wasn't on the list, but I assume she's back. He's back. At least I didn't say I'd pour gasoline. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. What do we got, y'all? I need some help. Phyllis, are you with us still? Let me see. Phyllis, are you still there? Oh no, I don't think she's still here. Anybody want to tell us what to do? Emma is one of my favorites from the Deladon Mystics Glory. Are we good with who I have? See, it's not easy being general manager. We be sitting in our houses saying what they should do. I really don't think Jones will be getting Supermax. I don't think that's what she'll want. I don't think she is loyal to New York. You good with the list? But I got a question mark. New York has several players that are tough to leave off the list. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Wait till we get to Seattle. Oh my goodness. So are you all saying to me that we're leaving Jonquel? I can get rid of the question mark. We're leaving Fevich and we're leaving Emma Meesman. If so, I'm going to keep it moving. I forgive Natasha Cloud for being a melodramatic simpleton who can't keep her mouth shut. Oh man. So you guys would not, nobody's arguing for Natasha Cloud. Jonquel is fun to watch. Jones will have to go to a place like Chicago to get the Supermax. Emma's done. Cut her, Julie says. Emma is done. Cut her. Araceli says Emma will sign a contract with whomever signs her. Okay, I'm not protecting her. So who am I replacing her? I am fine with getting rid of Emma if you want. But what about Cloud? And I mean personalities aside, although for me, if I'm front office, I don't put personalities aside because I think it impacts your overall culture. But people trying to win games. So, and then I got Mark who says Burke. I don't care one iota about Natasha Cloud. If I'm the Fever, I'd welcome Emma in a heartbeat. Cloud is inconsistent. But Lainey Hamilton, I just looked up the 2025. She's been, wasn't it a torn ACL or something? What was Lainey Hamilton's thing? I'm not protecting anybody who hasn't played in a year. Unless they drop in 20. That's just me. Instead of Kennedy or Emma, I would protect. She helped them win. And what happened? But is she ready to come back? Is she injury prone? Hamilton. Who's Hamilton? Oh, Lady Hamilton. Yeah, I don't even know if she's back. She got hurt and Unrivaled. Well, I'm not, unless it's AB, I'm not doing it. But I'm willing to put Cloud up there. I mean, if that's what you want. But yes, culture is a big one. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving because at some point you got to make a decision. Kennedy's a baller, but I'm not gonna convince Adrienne. She's a baller, but I ain't bringing her. Add Sabali or Cloud. Okay, so get rid of Emma and add. If I'm gonna add either of them, I mean Cloud is more proven, but Sabali is tough. Hard no to Cloud. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as it is, and we might want to reconsider. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it as it is for now, and then I'm going to leave New York, and we're gonna go on to the next. Oh wait, I gotta fix my list. My list, I'm leaving it. Sabrina, Brianna, Jonquel, Fevich, and Emma. Next we have the Lynx. So let's get the Lynx up and see what we're gonna do. All right, let's go with the Lynx. Is that going to be a hard one for Miss Shell Reeve and the front office? We'll find out. All right, let's go. Roster, share. Here we go. Okay. The Lynx, the 2025 roster was Jalen Sherrod, Letitia Heidemann, Dejanay Carrington, Bridget Carlton, Anastasia O'Leary Kosu. I know I just jacked up her name. Alana Smith, Courtney Williams, Jessica Shepard, Cameron Taylor, Kayla McBride, Nafisa Collier, Maria Klundakova. That's what we have for the Lynx. Who you got? Who you got? Who you got? I'm going to just tell you what I got. You can go from there. I have 4. I couldn't even come up with 5. I have Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, Nafisa Collier, and Courtney Williams. That's the 4 I have. What do you have? Let's see. No Dejanay on anybody's list? I think she would be worth intensely working with. Adrienne does not. Kennedy, I think one day she might be ready. I just don't. I'd like to watch her from afar before she came on my team. Fee, Courtney for sure. Kelly Marie says. Midnight. Oh, Midnight said, watch Marie and Johannes get snapped. Yeah, somebody's gonna grab these people for sure. They might protect the claw. She's so dramatic. Oh my goodness. Colton, Dejanay. Oh, I don't think you're talking about protecting them, huh? Collier, McBride, Smith, Carlton are my obvious 4. So no Courtney for your obvious. Freedom. Marlene says Williams, McBride, and Nafisa. You left off Nafisa. Oh, here you go. Collier. I'm sorry. Collier and Williams, Carrie said. Freedom says, and sadly, Carrington. Carrington came and put the defense on them, on the opposition until she got hurt. Alana, Shepard, Kayla, and Fee. And then you forgot like Courtney. Yeah. McBride for sure. Again, we got to think money. Okay. Remove Dejanay, protect Williams. Claw, ankle, injury prone. Courtney. Fee, Smith, McBride, Williams, and Heidemann. Copper says, now I wouldn't protect Heidemann. I would not protect Heidemann. Dejanay seems toxic. Seems? Yeah, back to Ashley. Collier, McBride, Smith, Carlton, and Williams. No Dejanay. Send the claw to the aces with the other unlikable, Pope says. Fee, Smith. Nafisa, Bridget, Carlton, Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, and Courtney. Carrington has bought into this team. Need to keep her, considering remaining talent. Logo 22 said. Bridget Carlton. Okay, a lot of people say yes for Carlton. Member of the channel. Anybody who's a member want to come on? Once again, I just put the link in. Make your case. Shepard is a good shooter. I'm not picking Dejanay Scissorhand. Oh my goodness. Maybe she will be on her best behavior with more money. There's a lot of people down with the physicality. Why don't you want to protect Heidemann? I don't think she's that valuable. I mean, she does some good things, but I don't think she's consistently valuable. Let me look at some of these numbers. Well, maybe I'm wrong. 9.1 points per game, 1.9 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game. But then you got Dejanay, 9.8. Of course, she wasn't there long, but 9.8 points, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists. We obviously know about her defense. Bridget Carlton, 6.5 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 2 assists at 6'2". Alana Smith, I'm keeping. Courtney Williams, I'm keeping. Jessica Shepard, Kayla McBride for sure. Nafisa Collier for sure. Her defense and her offense. Klunda Kova. So again, I picked Alana Smith, Kayla McBride, Nafisa Collier, Courtney Williams. The 5th person, I don't know. I need help. Cat wants scissor hands. Or doesn't want scissor hands. I choose Collier, Smith, McBride, Williams, Carlton. Who would I remove for Heidemann? Not entertainment, but not on the court. I don't even watch their entertainment, so I don't even know that emoji. Cutting it up. Dejanay Scissorhands. She hasn't been performing. I think them getting more money will make them even more arrogant. Well, I you know what? I think about that too. Remember, they have the number 2 pick. Okay, so there's that. They have the number 2 pick, and we'll take the center Our Fam, my prediction. You don't think Dallas is going to snatch up Our Fam, number 1? You think AZ Fudd's going to get that? what I saw from Olivia Miles today, I mean, she might go number one, although I think Dallas should take a big. It's the Claus personality. All right, so decisions must be made. And since decisions must be made, I'm going to go back over to the screen. And I'm going to say, y'all got to tell me what to do. You got to tell me what to do here. Got to tell me what to do. I've got Fee. I've got McBride. Right? I've got Courtney. And I have Smith. And I'm stuck. Shepard. Who you got? Oh, yeah. The big from TCU, Marta Suarez, she and Olivia Miles, the whole team has 79 points. Marta Suarez and Olivia Miles scored or assisted on every single one of those 79 points. That's ridiculous. Like, that's unreal. Carlton or Shepard? Carlton, go with your 4 and flip a coin. Heidemann, got to keep. I ain't interested in no stud buds. I'm sorry, but that ain't even my interest. Carl Carrington, let's put feelings aside. I don't like her either, but for the basketball, they need her. Kelly says Dejanay should be the 5th. Wow. I gotta put the emotions aside. For me, I can't deal with the drama of it, but Freedom says they don't need her as a distraction. They did. They had Nalissa Smith and Dejanay at Dallas. They sent Dejanay to the Lynx, and she did very well, but she got injured. But they were very happy with what they had from her. And then obviously Nalissa Smith went to the Aces and won a championship. But tomorrow is the day that the general managers are putting their list in. I don't think Carrington is going to be protected. Carrington is a good player. Carlton, I would protect Shepard. Oh, man, this is tough. Give us some thought. I'm going to move on. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it just as it is because I'm so stuck. They don't, I say it's too much drama too, but the WNBA has had this drama. They don't even seem to mind. All right. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it and see what we got. We're going to go back to the roster and we're going to move on to the next team. Remember, I'm doing the Fever last. Now we're going to go over to who is next. Mercury. We got the Mercury next. Phoenix. Don't you just love Phoenix? Got swept out of the finals. DeWanna Bonner's team. That's going to be interesting to me. I thought about that. Will they protect DeWanna Bonner? Will they protect DeWanna Bonner? We got Satu Sabali. I hope she's well. She couldn't play in Unrivaled because of the injury, the head injury. You got Sabali, Lexi Held, Copper, Natasha Mack, Monica Cole-McConney, Loxa, Kiddick, I don't even know who that is. Loxa, DeWanna Bonner, Kalani Brown, Kiana Williams, Catherine Westbeld, Alyssa Thomas, and Sammy Whitcomb. I'll tell you who I got in a moment. I want to hear first what you think. Who do you have? Good grief, Bonner. Carries. Freedom says y'all keep your feelers out of it. AT is the obvious first choice. They are not letting AT go. Freedom, as much as I dislike her, AT should be protected. Hannah says Satu Sabali, Kalia Copper, AT Whitcomb, not DB, but I think they will keep her. And that's the thing. Are they going to separate those two? Is it like a package deal or something? I know some people felt that way about Letitia and Courtney, but this is a little bit different because this is AT. She probably be running the show. Clara says, I'm not picking her. I don't care. Dirty players are not actually talented. No, but I don't see them not protecting her. I don't. The quitter. My question is, I think AT is a shoo-in. And I say Dewana Bonner because I think they probably have an understanding going on that she did not leave the Fever to come there and then to be unprotected. But do you need to protect her? Is anybody going to pick her up? You can only have one unrestricted free agent. Do you really need to protect her? Why do you need to waste? I mean, like Toronto and Portland, are they going to make Dewana Bonner their only unrestricted free agent? Like, for real, that might be a waste of protecting, but they may not want to chance it. SSKC, AT, Wickham, and KW. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start putting down. I'm going to put down AT. And I also put down, I'll tell you now, I had on my list for the Mercury, where's my list? I have Satu Sabali, Kalia Copper, AT, Sammy Whitcomb, and then I wrote DB, and I put in parentheses for AT reasons because of Alyssa Thomas. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with Copper. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with, of course, Satu is very, she's, the injury situation with her, but I still think that she'll be protected. Sammy, I have, and then I have Dewana Bonner. Anybody want to pop on and tell us what you're thinking? Let us know. Core AT and Dewana will stay. Oh, she can be with you. When will they retire? Courtside, yo. DB is the second oldest in the league. The other one, the oldest in the league by, I think, just a few days is Alicia Clark is the oldest, and Bonner is next to her, but they seem to be talking a lot of smack about having her back. Oh, excuse the rhyme there. So if I'm GM, buy Dewana. If AT doesn't like it, she can go too. But that's not going to happen. Kelly says you read my mind. But yeah, so is she worth it though? Yeah, the Mercury loves them. It's where she started her career, and likely where she wants to end the career. I don't know. I think they're going to either that, or they're going to, not because they don't want her, but they're not going to waste their protection on someone who doesn't need to be protected. Okay, so Mark says the lineup that I have is too much money with Bonner. So leave her unprotected because nobody's going to, the expansion drafts are not going to pick Dewana Bonner. Do you think that the expansion drafts are going to pick Dewana Bonner? Bonner's out. So April, who's in? Who am I putting in her place? Because I don't know that she needs to be protected. Yeah, nobody's taking her and paying her a supermax. Westbeld? Yeah, nobody is paying her unless I got these rules mixed up here. I think we can get rid of her for those reasons and money reasons, because she's going to require a lot of money. Nobody's going to pick Bonner. Bonner will put the Trojan horse on the team and quit. Monique Akoa Makani. Let's go back and look. So I'm going to remove Bonner, but then we've got Lexi Held is 5.3 points. You got Natasha Mack, who's 6'4", only 2 years in. So money-wise, that would be helpful. Okay, Akoa Makani at 7.7 points per game. You can pick her. She won't be a lot of money. She won't take up a lot of room. Yeah. Kalani Brown is 6'7". Westbeld. Are we going Westbeld or are we going Monique Akoa Makani? What are we doing? Because I'm not gonna protect Dewana Bonner, not because I don't think she'll be there, but because I don't think anybody else is going to take her. So let me get DB off my list. And who am I putting on the list? Monique? What y'all saying? Y'all the front office. So Makani, you're saying April, Westbell, but nobody's gonna take. I don't think you have to protect. Wait a minute. I'm not sure. Hold up. Can the expansion team take Dewana Bonner? Has she used up core before? That's the other stuff. Like for example, so no, she cannot be drafted. That's what just hit me. She's already exhausted her core eligibility. She's played at least 2 seasons under core designation. Or this is from so it says she's ineligible. So it says an expansion team cannot select her. So we were right there. We were right. Can't take her. So that's the other part. Yeah, she's all cored out. She's all cored out. That's the part that comes into place too. So that's why I need all of you to help with this, because we might be picking people that we don't even need to protect. All right. So, all right, we're done with her. We'll put Monique in. Monique Akoa Makani. We'll put her in. Let me get that on the list. All right. All right. So we're going to move on over to the Mystics. Going to the Mystics. And I struggled big time with the Mystics. And let's see what we got. The Mystics, we got Shakira Austin, Suge Sutton, JC Sheldon, Jade Melbourne, Madison Scott, Georgia Amore, Emily Engsler, Sonia Citron, Stephanie Dolson, Alicia Clark, she's the oldest player in the WNBA, Lucy Olsen, was curious about that, and Kiki Iriafen. Who is being protected? Stewart is all cored out as well. So we're going to have to fix that as well. So we're going to have to change that. If Breanna Stewart is already cored out, there's no reason to protect her. No, courtside, we're doing the Fever last. Citron, Kiki, Shakira, Georgia, and Suge. Yeah, we got to stay on track of who doesn't need to be protected. All right, I agree. I'm thinking. I am thinking for the Mystics, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Shakira Austin, and then I'm stuck. And I put JC Sheldon and Shug Sutton? How off am I? How off am I? I think you would agree, Sonia Citron. Are we trying to, as a front office, are we trying to protect Lucy Olson? That'll give you some room in the salary cap. You would not protect JC. She is a hustler. That is the thing. As much as we may not like her, she's gonna bring her defense. I like Lucy, but she didn't do much. Freedom said. Okay. Austin Christopher said Melbourne, Sheldon, Sutton, and Citronella. Okay. All right. Kiki, Austin, and more. Now, is it Amore or Amore? I think it's Amore. She was injured, right? She's a rookie. She got injured. But you can protect her for her upside and for the financial situation. And you got Sutton here. Anybody disagree? Kiki, Austin, Amore, Sonia, and Sutton. Sutton for sure. Shug, Sonny, Sunny, Kiki, Shakira, and Georgia. That's the issue here. Georgia versus, oh, that's the same. Georgia Moore. Okay, Kiki, Citron, Austin, Sheldon. And then we got Olsen. So Mark wants Olsen. Kelly said this team sucks. I'm telling you, I looked at the team and I'm like, oh my goodness, this other than, I mean, Kiki, 13.3 and 8.5 as your 6'3" rookie last season. Not bad. Sonia Citron, of course, not bad. But other than that, like, look at these numbers. And Shakira, other than that, but Sheldon is tough. Shug Sutton is tough. Melbourne, I mean, Engsler. Who you got? They loving you courtside. Courtside. Yeah, we went through the Mystics. So Sheldon and Sutton. Sutton has great handles. Sheldon fits the speed of the young players. I cannot protect Sheldon. Denise says she brings too much fouls and issues, right? They're not like thinking of, I mean, some of them are not thinking like that, though. Olsen didn't do enough to be protected. I feel bad for Sonia. April said they have so many first round draft picks coming up, and wouldn't the rookies be saved already being on contract? No, rookies can be rookie. You still have to protect for the expansion draft your rookies. You still have to protect them. They have to be counted in your 5. So they can be snatched up, believe it or not. What draft pick do the Mystics? They have a few don't they have a couple in the first round? Let me look. WNBA 2026 draft order. Mystics with the number 4 pick and the number 9 pick and the number 11 pick. So they had the 4th pick outright. And they got the 9th pick from Seattle, and they've got the 11th pick from New York via Minnesota and Connecticut. So 3 picks in the first round for the Washington Mystics. So, well, I'm going to put down for the Mystics, Citron. I'm putting down Kiki, and I'm putting down Austin. And after that, are we going with Sheldon? Are we going with Sutton? You got to make a decision. The list has to go in tomorrow. This team needs some help. No, for sure. And they're gonna probably lose somebody unless the expansion team don't want him. The Fever pick is sandwiched between the Mystics pick. So yep, she did. She tore her ACL early. So you're gonna keep your rook. We're gonna keep Georgia. I put Georgia down. When I think about the money, you know that I'll put her down because they might want to snatch her up. But then we need 5. Are we going JC Sheldon? Are we going what we got? Are we going JC Sheldon? Or are we going Sutton? 3 years, 1 year. 1 year with the Mystics here. Remember, she started out in Connecticut, poking eyes. Sheldon, Sutton. Cass says, sing it. Expand. I think Logo's onto something. I think if I'm the expansion team, I might just pass on that team. Keep the rook. Yep, we got her. They might just pass, but we still got to do our protection. Sutton maybe then for the vet. I would keep Georgia. We got Georgia on. Mel. I'm gonna go with Sutton. Okay, I'll make that decision, that executive front office decision, and I will put Sutton on the list. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at it. You can get another look here and see what we got. This is what we got. So we have for the Mystics, Citron, Kiki, Austin, Georgia, Sutton. Now we're going to move on to the Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky. Let's go. Let's go. Let me put that roster up. Here we go. Chicago Sky. What's the sky going to look like? You know, it's so interesting because there are people who believe that Flau'jae is going to end up back with Angel Reese and play for the Sky. So you got Elizabeth Williams, Haley Van Lith, Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, Sevgi Uzin, Camila Cardoso, Kia Nurse, Michaela Onyenware, Maddie Westbeld, Courtney Vandersloot, and Rachel Banham. Now, of course, Angel already said she didn't think Courtney was going to, what she had to apologize to her team about because she was kind of like downplaying some of these pieces. She was like, we need better pieces. And of course, they took that personally, Ariel Atkins being one of them. So obviously, Angel Reese is going to be protected. I think we can agree to that unless she didn't want to be protected and she wasn't happy and she had a little conversation and said, let me out of here. But I doubt it. And remember, Vandersloot had been injured. Kia is gone. A lot of people probably say Angel Reese, but I think unless there's some kind of wheeling and dealing behind the scenes, Angel Reese is definitely, she's going to be protected. Poor Flau'jae. The Sky worse than the Mystics, in my opinion. And some of that is the front office, whom we are kind of taking the role of. So I think money. Is there anyone in here who's cored out? Anybody know? Is there anyone in here who's cored out and does not need to be protected from our list? Or someone who, remember, only one unrestricted free agent can go to each expansion team. So I'm not going to waste I don't want to waste my protected player on somebody we know is not going to be, picked or something like that. But I can't keep folks who, I got to think about money. How do you find that out? I just put in, well, maybe it'll give me an overall. I usually just put in a name and ask Google, but I will ask Google I'm gonna ask Google see if it tells me which WNBA players have used their core eligibility. Have exhausted. I'll say exhausted their core eligibility and see what it says. Several high-profile WNBA players, often veteran stars, have exhausted it, and they say from New York Liberty, Breonna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. From the Phoenix Mercury, Brittany Griner. We put Kalia Copper. We should have done this question first. Kalia Copper has, according to Google, but it also says Diana Taurasi, and she retired. So, I mean, how much can you trust Google? And it says DeWanna Bonner and Brianna Jones. That's what it says. And it says other veterans, Tina Charles, Natasha Howard, which I knew about Natasha, and Nneka Ogwumike. And I don't know if there are more, but that's what it says. So I should have looked that up before I made my list. So Midnight says, Freedom says, I'd protect Haley because she's better than her numbers indicate. Yeah, she's got to be given a shot. Midnight says Camilla, Angel, Maddie Westbelt, Haley Van Lith, Sevgi Uzun, simply because the other players are all unrestricted free agents. Okay. Yeah, it's probably an outdated list. But the thing about it, if it was already on an old list, then it must be still, because they didn't get any more core eligibility back. So Flau'jae is going to do everything with her agent. So she decided to go to Chicago. I don't want her looking like Haley Van Lith was looking on draft night. Wasn't Flau'jae a huge part of Angel winning a ring? Oh, I'm sure. Angel, Cardoso, Ariel, Williams, and Allen. Okay, and I had on my list Angel, Ariel, Cardoso, and then I was stuck. I had Vandersloot with a question mark, and then I had Banham. As Banham, he dropping threes. I had Allen, and then I had Kia Nurse, and I wrote tough decision. Reese, Atkins, and Cardoso, I think, are obvious. Beyond that, I don't know. Atkins and Cardoso. And Allen, I think, is a good pick. But I don't know my fifth pick. And so what do you think? What are you guys saying? Back to Ashley says the team needs an overhaul. It really does. And I think that's, as much as Angel was given a really hard time, that is what she was saying. Like, how are we going to win with the decisions that are being made? The problem is she said it to a news outlet, and that didn't go over well. Midnight says none of these players are Supermax players. The expansion teams will not be selecting unrestricted free agents. Just one each. Banham has been struggling on her threes. Flau'jae and Angel do not like each other. Do like each other or do not? I heard it was more about their moms, right? I wouldn't even hit Angel. Flow torch. Oh my goodness. Reese claims everyone wants to play with her, but quite the opposite. Angel is like, I'm not even in this. Why am I catching strays? I have Sloot on my list too. Angel doesn't seem to be too convinced. How old is Vandersloot? They'll protect Banham. That's what I'm wondering too. Her shooting, and she's not going to command a whole lot of bucks. Oh, of course. Am I missing your comments going back and forth? I'm backing it up now. See what I missed. Backing it up. Probably outdated. Oh, the list is probably outdated. I saw that one. Let me see. I think I missed it. Somebody help me. Oh, here it is. If Fever keep their core five, I think we're in good shape. Yeah, we're gonna get to the Fever at the end. We're gonna save the best for last. But I think we are in good shape. And I think you're right on when you say we got to keep. I know some people want to mix it up a little bit, but I say you better keep it together and try to win this thing this year. So she's like 37. Thank you for that, Courtside. The list is on protecting players for the expansion draft, not the best players on the team. That's true. But I'm thinking that I want to protect some of the best, right? But a lot of other things figure in. Like I don't want to waste protecting, and I don't want to waste money. Atkins, Cardoso, Nurse, Sloot, and Haley. Bantam is an alternate. Are you guys like seriously? And Rim agrees. Courtside wants to team up with you, Adrienne. He said email him. All right, I need your send me an email on my page. Click email and send me an email. Put your name in the subject line so that I don't miss it. Yeah, click right on the click right on my page where it says email. All right. So no, thank you. All right, I'm glad you guys see it because I'm missing a lot. All right, cool. No one will want Sloot. Nurse is horrible. So you don't need to, is it Shale? You don't need to protect her, likely. By the time I typed it to get Adrienne's attention, I forgot what he said. All right, well, I appreciate the heads up. All right. I don't know what to do. I'm not fit for front office. I'm not. Let's roll through it again. Williams not bad with I mean, well, she's old, but 8.5 points per game. I say she's old, but like Diana Taurasi played for like 21 years. 8.5 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game. Elizabeth Williams, center forward, 6'3". Haley Van Lith, I like Haley. I feel like she needs to be given more of a chance. But I think if they don't protect her, she's likely to get grabbed up, don't you think? But I mean, I mind that. Rebecca Allen. Maddie. I'm thinking about money. Vandersloot is going to need lots of money, right? At 14 years in the league. Respected. So, I don't know. She's not going to last long. Guys, I need your help. Is Sloot even? Oh, there's a good question. Is Courtney Vandersloot? She wasn't on the list, but that wasn't a full list. Let's see. Eligible for the expansion draft. I bet you she's not. But probably anybody courted her before? Yeah, she's eligible. She is. And according to Google, this is what Google says. Yes, Courtney Vandersloot is eligible for the expansion draft as an unrestricted free agent in 2026. Based on analysis ahead of the 2026 season, Vandersloot is considered a high-profile, quote, wild card who could be left unprotected by the Chicago Sky, making her a prime target for the new expansion teams. So it's possible. So you're going to need to protect her. She's eligible. You would still protect her? I'm with Mermaid. What did Mermaid say? She's not a max player. I mean, so they could take her then. They don't have to worry about, they're not going to, don't have to pay her the max. I don't know what Mermaid said. All right, we need to move on. We're spending too much time on the Chicago Sky. So we're gonna go with Sloot. She was on my list first. I'll put her back on the list. So I think money-wise, we're in good shape if I'm the Chicago Sky with Angel, Atkins, Cardoso, Allen, and Sloot. This one is the one I struggle with, and that is the Storm. I feel like coming up with but then I just found out NECA is not, doesn't need to be protected. She's not eligible for the expansion draft. So I think we're good there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got NECA's not eligible. Is Skylar eligible? The roster was NECA, Skylar, Gabby Williams, Zia Cook. Is it Zaya or Zia? Zaya, Lexi Brown, Ezzy Magbagor, Dominique Malonga, Erica Wheeler. I was really torn. Is she, Erica Wheeler, Brittany Sykes, Tiffany Mitchell, Katie Lou, and Mackenzie Holmes. So that's what we got. Oh, Brittany Sykes. You got to have Brittany Sykes. I'm assuming Skylar is eligible. Write down what y'all think. Is Skylar eligible? Yes, she is eligible for the expansion draft. Okay, so there's that. She's eligible. Ain't nobody protecting Lexi Brown. I got to protect Dominique. What about Erica Wheeler? What about Erica Wheeler? She's eligible as well. So I think this is a tough one. What are you guys saying in the chat? Okay, Freedom said this was tough for me because I have to leave off Williams. April says NECA is excited about exploring options. Yeah, because she didn't want to explore any options before because of her connection with Coach. What's her name? What's the coach name again? Noelle Quinn. I can't stand NECA. She seemed quieter than I expected. It is a good team. That's why I find this hard. I assume Katie Lou will be back. Bring Malonga to Indy. They're not letting Malonga go. I don't see that happening. So Agumake, you don't have to protect because she's not eligible. She's, I guess, court out. I had her on my list too. But she's not going to the expansion draft, but she might be going somewhere. You think they're going to protect Wheeler, Araceli? Katie Lou, I assume. Malonga, I would protect. She's bright future. Denise has Skylar, Brittany, Sykes, Ezzy, Dominique, and Erica. Oh my goodness. Freedom says Katie Lou going to be in a Freedom uniform again. I mean, in a fever. I don't think so. By NECA says she will only play for a black coach. She did. Sykes, Malonga, Diggins, and Gabby for sure. Skylar is she's a trip, but she's gonna give you a lot. She had a blast at the game yesterday cheering on Hannah Hidalgo. I watched a ton of it. I was happy with a bunch of them. I like Katie Lou. I know she's not that good. I like her too, and I like the character. She went to Christy Size and said, "I'm stinking up the court." I remember she had just had a baby and all that. She's like, "I'm stinking up the court. Like, take me out of this." A lot of respect for that. I like Erica Wheeler. She's a real team player, professional. Do you protect her though? Do you worry about anybody? She is paid a lot of money too. So doesn't that significantly limit the teams NECA could go to with that criteria? Oh, you mean because she wanted to play for a black coach? Yeah, it probably does. I think more than anything, she wanted to play for Noelle Quinn. But yeah, it definitely it would limit her at this point. Storm is getting a coach of color from the New York Liberty. I don't even remember. Couldn't even keep up with all the new coaches. NECA will go to expand. NECA is not eligible to go to an expansion team. She's not eligible. I'm just going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Is she eligible for WNBA expansion? She is considered ineligible because she has been cored twice in her career, which makes her ineligible under the current CBA. Okay. So while teams can protect 5 players, she falls into a category of veteran players who cannot be drafted according to ESPN. So no. It says the Seattle Storm can effectively protect her through core status, which exempts her from the expansion draft. So they could core her, pay her the supermax, guaranteed, and then and that would protect her. They ain't get rid of NECA. Yeah, I misspelled it on purpose. Okay, so who we got on the list here? Slide through this again real quick. You already saw it. Going through, and it's decision-making time. So going back to this. Who we got for the Storm? I wish I could hear you guys' voices so I don't have to go back and forth and look at your comments and you can just yell at me. So for the Storm, we're going to have Skylar. And we're going to have, on my list, I have Atkins. Welcome to come on, members, if you have a disagreement. I mean, why do I have Atkins? She's not with the Storm. I have Skylar, and I have Dominique Malonga, and I have Sykes. She was rocking it and Unrivaled. I have Sykes, and I also have Gabby, and I had Skylar Malonga Sykes, and I had NECA, but that was before I realized that she can't be. So Skylar, Gabby, Dominique, and Sykes. And then I'm stuck on the fifth. I'm stuck on the 5th person because I had to remove NECA. What we got? And think about money. You have Ezzy. Okay, Ezzy is, let's see how she did. She is 5 years in, 8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game. I would agree. 2.1 assists per game. I'm thinking that's a good decision. So that's what we got. And we can move on unless someone says something else. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my cats. I don't know what Trooper wants. I gave him some food before. Courtside says, I know the WNBA Supermax now, but I don't think they're going to be giving them out. It's only a few Supermax players, or do they have? No, they don't. That's exactly a key point. Oh, I got to get back to Wheeler. We have Ezzy April, but what about Wheeler? Courtside, no. And that's what I heard somebody explaining, that a lot of people are saying, oh, what's the Fever going to do, for example, because all the money and this and that. And people are like, do you really? Some of these players are not going to be getting all the money that they would be eligible for. Just because you're eligible for it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're going to be offered. And so for the people who are bugging out and saying, well, players should not take less money than they're worth, it's not necessary. They may not even necessarily get offered as much as some people think that they're going to be offered, especially when you have a team to construct. So that's a good point. So are we going with Ezzy or are we going with Wheeler? That's not true. That's what I'm seeing, Kathy. That they are not eligible because if the expansion team is going now correct me if I'm wrong, because it's kind of convoluted. If the expansion team is going to take an unrestricted free agent, they can core that player, right? And then have to pay them the supermax. I think to keep them, they would have to core them. So tell me where I'm wrong there, because I certainly might be. But everything I'm looking at says they're not eligible, according to the new CBA, is what I'm saying, is what I'm seeing. So tell me the wording for it. This is what I'm seeing, the CBA. Tell me the wording that says I'm wrong. Not me, but what I'm finding online is wrong. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking it up again. And once again, it tells me, now you might know something I don't know, but once again, it tells me, it says players who have exhausted their core eligibility, meaning they have played at least 2 seasons under core contracts, are typically ineligible to be drafted in the WNBA expansion draft and do not need protection. These veteran players generally become unrestricted free agents available to all teams, but not the expansion team. That's what I'm seeing. But if you know something that is different, then tell us exactly what you know. But this is everything I've seen is telling me this. Players who have completed 2 or more years under core contracts are ineligible for selection. Expansion teams are allowed to select only 1 player from the potential unrestricted free agents list, provided that player has not previously played under a core contract for 2 or more seasons. So it says existing teams must protect 5 players. However, those with exhausted core eligibility are not required to be protected. If an expansion team selects an unrestricted free agent who fits the criteria, they gain the ability to offer that player a supermax contract. But this is what I'm seeing. And of course, I'm getting it from, from Google. So I let me know. So I don't know. Now I'm seeing something here on Reddit that seems to suggest that there's been a tweak to that. So I don't know, but let me see if you put something on here. What did you have, Kathy? Let's see. Kathy, where'd you go? I don't miss some of you. I wouldn't mind Wheeler either. Okay, we gotta move on. So Kathy is saying, let me see. Kathy says, and unrestricted free agents that are out of core eligibility can be picked in the expansion draft, and the selecting team will become the only team that can offer them a super max. Okay, and that would have to be, so Am I misunderstanding them that the one that there's, well, they can only have one unrestricted free agent. So Kathy, do you want to come on? Let me put this up. Do you want to come on and explain what I'm not finding online? Because my understanding, that says there was a tweak. Yeah, my understanding is that they can pick one unrestricted free agent, and that unrestricted free agent would be offered a supermax, right? But that a player who has exhausted their core eligibility cannot be picked. I think that's different, right? Potato Head said, I don't understand any of it. The core is nothing. No, my point. Okay, I see. I think I see what you're saying. Do you want to come on? Right. They can only have one unrestricted free agent. Right. One unrestricted free agent. But the new rules say that a player, so you're saying they can have the unrestricted free agent and not core that player? Anyway, I'm allowing you to come on. I'm just reading to you what I see. So, okay, so you're saying that they can only have one unrestricted free agent. Obviously, they pay them the supermax, but a player who's already been cored out can still be taken, but simply cannot be offered the supermax. I think that's what you're saying. Kat says, get on there. All right. Okay, so we're gonna move on from I don't know if Kathy, if you're gonna come on, let me pop on here and put us straight. Put us straight. Otherwise, we are going to proceed. They will get the supermax. You don't have to be cored to get the supermax. So then they would just core the unrestricted free agent. No, you would just pay the unrestricted free agent the supermax. Let me see. It says, okay. A potential unrestricted free agent, if they are no longer core eligible, making the selected team the only one authorized to negotiate a supermax. But that's a pending. So it says if Portland or Toronto drafts a player who is a pending unrestricted free agent and ineligible for a core tag, that expansion team is the only team that can offer them a supermax contract. Okay. The 2026 rule allows expansion teams to pick one such player who is no longer eligible to be designated as a core player, giving them an advantage in offering top tier salaries. Okay. So if a team picks a player eligible for core designation, the expansion team gains those exclusive rights. And then of course they can only pick one. So then are you saying, Kathy, that that we should still core like a Nneka Ogwumike, not core, but a Nneka Ogwumike would still be protected, even though she's not eligible to be cored? She should be protected because they could still take her in the expansion draft. Is that, which of course they're not going to do, right? I mean, unless they're going to pay her. I mean, Nneka Ogwumike is going to get the, right? When she is going to get the supermax if she goes to an expansion team, I would think. So then if that's true, then they would then protect her. Okay. Wow. Convoluted. Thank you. So I'm going to make this change then, and I'm going to I'm going to put NECA back. I had her on my original list. So she goes back on the list, which means that you don't have Erica Wheeler. So back in my original list, you don't have Erica Wheeler. You don't have Ezzy Magbagor. So yeah, I mean, then is that what we're going with then? Under that, is this what we're going with? Are we going with Skylar, Malanga, Sykes, Gabby, and NECA? Wheeler? It is a mess. Thank you for saying that, because you see me in here and I'm typing it in and it's telling me that they're not eligible, but they're not eligible to be cored, but you're saying they can still get the Supermax and have the negotiating rights. Over Sykes, Wheeler over Sykes, Sparks have good bigs. My list is good. You would take, I would not take Wheeler over Sykes. I like Wheeler, but I would keep Sykes from what I see. All right. Okay. So let's go on to the Sparks. Let me get out of here. Kathy, don't go nowhere. We're gonna need you. Let's go to the Sparks. All right. Whew. What a mess, man. All right, so our Sparks, we have, not our Sparks, but yeah, we're the front office. Sanaya Fagan, Rakia Jackson, Derica Hamby, Kelsey Plum, Ray Burrell, Sarah Ashley Barker, Julie Alamon, Cameron Brink, Azure Stevens, Alyssa Peely, Emma Cannon, and Julie Van Loo. I think this one is tough as well. I'm saying, well, let me see what you're saying. Araceli says Sykes will not be in Seattle. Potato Head says Plum, Cam, Rakia, Hamby, and Azure. Kat says Plum, Jackson, Hamby, Burrell, and Azure Stevens. Is Plum saved? Saved like saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost saved? Brink, Jackson, Plum, and Hamby. Some of y'all, I can tell, think more highly of Cameron Brink than I do. But, you know, she had been hurt. Sparks are stacked. Brink, Jackson, Plum, Stevens, and Hamby. Oh, is she going to be cored? I don't know. Let me see. Okay, so the Aces applied the core designation to her in 25. But it looks like she's only been cored one time, if I'm reading this right. But Kathy's telling us that doesn't even matter. Now, understand that, again, the teams only have one unrestricted free agent. So there's like a lot of free agents. Jackson, Hamby, Plum, Burrell, and Stevens. Brink family from Oregon. She's going to Portland. Ooh, wouldn't that be interesting? But Bruce, that doesn't mean that they're going to leave her available to go to Portland. I mean, if I am the Sparks, am I protecting Cameron Brink? That's the question. Like, they don't care where she's from. They want to keep her. And, you know, she's not going to make a whole lot of money. I may consider protecting Burrell and trading her to the Fever. A lot of people like Burrell. I hope all of them are saved in Jesus Christ. Amen. 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 I wasn't sure what you meant there. I'm still here. I just don't understand this stuff. It's wild. Same thing. Rakia not going anywhere. Yeah, I don't think she is either. So I'm going to put on this list I've got Rakia, and I have Rakia, and let me see, who else do we have here? Sparks. Did I not? Oh, Kelsey Plum, Dearica Hamby. It'd be kind of wild. They put these people on the USA team and don't even get protected. But Azure, a lot of people want to see Azure in Indiana. I don't know if I feel that way, but a lot of people do. And I have in my list, it's either Cam Brink or Ray Burrell. Because I have Rakia, Plum, Hamby, Azure. Unless you don't want to protect Hamby and you want to protect Cam Brink and Ray Burrell. But Rakia and Plum and Azure to me are definites. Plum's going to get a lot of money. Cam over Ray all day. Yes, back to Ashley. I do intend to do that for the expansion draft as well as the regular draft. Brink is Gumby and needs a cheeseburger. Okay, with bacon. I don't think she's as great. I feel the same way, but then I go, well, she was injured. So maybe that's the reason. And you might want to keep her for the future. But that's where I'm stuck between. Ray Burrell is super, super quick. Hey, Miss Parker. It's very convoluted. And that one piece was difficult, but we are correct, obviously, in that they can only take one unrestricted free agent. So Hamby irritates me at times, but I think they will protect her. Yeah, she's tough. Cam needs to work out with Money Martin. They'd be foolish if they don't protect Brink. Yeah. I don't understand it. I'm not even trying to understand. Just one bump said. Brink was high on the draft list. Protect Brink and use her as a trade, if anything. Okay, yeah, don't just give her away. Who are the unrestricted free agents on the list? Let me see. Who are the unrestricted free agents on the Los Angeles Sparks? Unless this lies to me, it says based on March 2026 reports, the LA Sparks top unrestricted free agents, Kelsey Plum, Dearica Hamby. That's a good question you asked, Freedom. Azure Stevens and Emma Cannon. These are the unrestricted free agents. Now they have restricted free agent and Julie Alleman, and they have reserve players under contract. Obviously, Cameron Brink, Rakia Jackson. So that's a good question that he asked, because remember, each team can only have one unrestricted free agent. Are they blowing their, so to speak, their unrestricted free agent on Kelsey Plum? Maybe. On Azure, when you look at the depth of unrestricted free agents, I'm not so sure. AI never lies. I just removed Ray. I think they will protect Cameron instead. She's a good blocker. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we're going to have on our list, I'm going to put Brink. So that makes the list Rakia, Plum, Hamby, Azure, and Brink. Or does Burrell take Hamby's spot? Burrell was considered good enough to replace whoever she replaced in the Sonia Citron for FIBA. Plum and Clark backcourt will not work. I would love to see Kelsey Plum come off the bench in the point position for Indiana. I know it's not happening. She ain't coming off nobody's bench, but I'd love to see it. Let Azure go. Let Cam start. I think Azure has more value now than Cam does and stretches the floor. Hamby all day. Okay. So we're gonna stick with that, and that's kind of, I'm not gonna protect Ray Burrell. All right, Rakia, Plum, Hamby, Azure, and Brink. And now we move on to the Connecticut Sun, soon to be my Houston Comets. Hey Corey, we're trying to get the rules straight. Replace Azure for Burrell? I don't think so, April. I mean, Brink needs a cheeseburger with bacon, a little ranch on there too. I hear you about Burrell, but I don't know that I would do that. I don't know. Azure, she's tough and she stretches the floor. And Burrell is super quick, but yeah. Okay. So let's go on over and look at the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun. We have Marina Mabry. Marina Mabry, Haley Peters, Olivia Nelson-Ododa. Is it Rhea Marshall, Bria Hartley, Lindsay Allen, Sanaya Rivers, Anissa Morrow, Aaliyah Edwards. Aaliyah Edwards did not have a good season. Was she injured for a long time in this last season? Torre, Tina Charles, and Layla Lacan. So I had on my list for the Sun, I had Mabry, Aaliyah Edwards, Tina Charles. She's going to command a lot of money, though. Tina Charles, Layla Lacan, Sanaya Rivers, I think has a good future ahead of her. So the Sun moving to Houston, but they're not moving this year. I'd protect Mabry because she's their best player. Do we have to look at the Sun? Mermaid said. Oh my goodness. Marina and Sanaya, throw the rest away. Oh my goodness. Midnight said Burrows are restricted, so I would protect her just on that. Well, yeah, we will never. Here's the thing. Anyone can get on there. Thank you, Kat. Please do. Like, if you're a member, anyway, I want come on and make your case on the microphone. Okay, so Tina can't be due to the core, but Kathy is telling us that doesn't matter, that they can still take you and not core you and pay you the supermax, which I have a hard time believing anybody is going to do. But so even if she's used up her eligibility, she's saying that she can still be taken. But if I can only have one unrestricted free agent, I'm not picking Tina Charles. I mean, so I think she's pretty safe. I mean, she's quite the player and has quite the legacy, but if I only can pick one unrestricted free agent, I am not picking Tina Charles for that, So Sun going to tank. Mark says they're going to tank. Now, when they go to Houston, are they bringing the same people to is it like they're going to be bringing the same team, or are they doing away with the team and putting them to other teams and starting anew? That's my problem with them coming to my Houston Comets. I don't want any remnants of the Connecticut Sun with my Houston Comets name on it. What's up, Tina? Jim says, I don't see either expansion is going to offer anyone a max contract. They would offer Kelsey Mitchell a max contract. That's what we're going to get to that when we get to the Fever. I think they would offer Kelsey Mitchell. Some think that they would offer Sophie Cunningham a max contract. I don't think so, but they'll tank unless they play the Fever. They'll play extra hard against the Fever like last year. Yeah, Connecticut. Do you notice how many people are? Never mind. I ain't gonna even speak that negativity. Okay, so For Connecticut, Mabry. I'm putting Mabry down. And I'm putting Sanaya down. Who else is getting on that list? Who else are you interested in protecting? Tina Charles? No need to protect Tina Charles. Like, nobody's taking her as their unrestricted free agent only option. Aaliyah Edwards. I'm protecting Aaliyah Edwards, though. Not a lot of money. And she's young. And she's tough. I got to go with Edwards. Yep, Midnight, you're right. So Kathy says they would offer a max contract if a team lets the right person remain unprotected. Yeah, like Kelsey Mitchell, right? I read that the team with the current players will move. Oh, goodness. Everything, April said, connected to Connecticut will come to Houston. That's my problem. Like, I was a huge Houston Comets fan. Like, I can't. Anyway. Oh, Morrow? Con etiquette. That's good, Elizabeth. So you've got Mabry, and you've got Aaliyah, and you've got Tina, and SR Sanaya. So we're on the same page there. Except Tina, I don't think needs to be protected because I don't think she's, my goodness. How old is she? Anissa Morrow, though, at 7.7 points per game, 6.9 rebounds per game. Tina Charles, of course, is 6'4", gives you 16.3. She's been in the league 13 years. Max contract for her. They ain't taking her in an expansion team, I don't think. Layla Lacan, I'm not very familiar with, from France. But what are we gonna do here? I got Mabry, Sanaya, and Aaliyah. That's who I have at this point. And I need to fill in the rest. Front office for the day. Let me get this back up. Who we got? Lacan. Okay, so we're gonna add her to our list. And who's that fifth person? Yeah, no, they can't offer Kelsey. Right. That's true. That's why I did my video expressing that my mindset is not the future. My mindset is keep them together and go for it for 1 year and worry about the next year, the next time. That's my personal perspective. Okay. Don't worry, Adrienne. All toxic players will be gone before they go to Houston. I like, come on. Oh, Morrow, right? Yeah. So they're just going to send them over. Morrow instead of Charles. Or Morrow and Charles. I don't know that you need to protect Charles. I think it's safe to say, Just One Bum said, the Suns don't have to protect anyone because neither expansion team wants any of their players. Oh, my goodness. Y'all tough. Okay, so Lacan, Morrow, Edwards, Rivers, and Mabry. And I have here, okay, so Morrow. Okay, that's what we got. That's doable. And it's time to talk about the Valkyries. And then we got the Wings and Fever. And we have done our part. Let me get the Valkyries in here. And let me share that screen. Let's go. Valkyries, a very successful first year. The coach was named Coach of the year. So, all right. So here we go. Here we got Carla Late, Caitlin Chen, Leticia Amenhier, Kayla Thornton, Kayla Charles, Ileana Ruper, I think you say, Janelle Salon, Temi Fagbenley, Tiffany Hayes, Tiffany, I'm always on the floor, Hayes, Kate Martin, Money Martin, Veronica Burton, Xander Lassini, and Monique Billings. Monique and Caitlin had quite the connection there with FIBA. What about the Valkyries? Smoke says I'm down to one eye open. They handed Nakase that award. Yeah, because they didn't even make the playoffs, but the expectations are so low for expansion teams that she, of course, exceeded that. Right? So Late, Burton, Billings, Kayla, Temi, Burton, Billings, Late, Thornton, Salon, Hayes, Burton, and Billings. This one is another tough one, Freedom said. Yeah. I said, I said for the Valkyries, I had Salon, Burton, Xander Lassini, Tiffany Hayes, if she can stop falling, and Billings. How off am I Okay, well, they made the playoffs. That's right. They didn't get past the first round. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you. I forgot. I did forget. Thornton, Salon, Hayes, Xander Lassini, Late. Okay. A lot of people are picking. Am I pronouncing it right? Late. A lot of people are picking her. So I'm going to add her. I'm going to put her on my list, but who do I take off? That I had on. I have Salon, Burton, Tiffany Hayes, Billings, Xander Lassini. So I can put Late here. I'll put her first, but who needs to go? Obviously, you want Burton. I think that's obvious. And Billings, I think. And what about Hayes? Putting her down, but I don't know. And is Xander Lassini like expendable? Let's look at the numbers here and the info. 10.5 points per game in her third year. I added her, I had her on here. Burton, 11. I'm keeping Burton, of course. What about Kate Martin? Kate Martin, is it possible she's going to be in her third team in 3 years? That girl. Thornton on the list. Okay, I'll do that. I'll add her to it, which means somebody else has to come off. So right now, well, I'll just show you what I have right now, and you can tell me what I need to do. But first, scrolling through it again. What about Temi? Like, you got Late, you got Caitlin Chen, you've got Amin here, you've got Kayla Thornton. Yeah, how did I not pick her? 14-7. Yeah. And then you've got what about Ruber? How do you say her name? 9.3, 3.9. That's 2 years from France. Janelle Salon, great numbers, and just considered a rookie there. Temi, a lot of people were saying we should have kept Temi. Obviously, we don't know all they protected last year, but we know who they didn't protect, and that was Temi. But I didn't really blame them because she was injured most of the time and didn't produce afterwards. Tiffany, like no wonder they did so well. Like, they got some bona fide ballers. So KT, Kayla Thornton, Kate Martin, Monique Billings, Xander Lassini, and Veronica Burton. That sounds like a good group. I think Martin is a bit overrated as well. But I also don't think she's been given much of a chance. How do you pronounce that name? How do you pronounce his name? And where was she last year? Because she's not on the list. From Lithuania. Why isn't she on the list? Didn't she play last year? I recall the name. What y'all saying? Martin is a good 6'7". Okay. What about this list? I was fine with Timmy not being protected. I was too, as much as I liked her, but of course, some of it was something that she said in an article that got on my nerves. But they need to court the coach. She's the MVP of that team. She's intense. They had a solid team, tough to make a decision. I agree. Valkyries shouldn't give out players just yet. They're a new team. Yeah, you would think that they, 1 year in. But what about this that Midnight put up? Burton, late, Martin. Well, I wouldn't do Martin. I would remove Martin. But she would help your salary situation. Kayla Thornton and Monique Billings. I'm good here, I think, with everybody except for Martin, unless I can protect Martin and not protect someone else because I don't fear that they're going to be taken. So there is that too. This is where you play that game, that risk. Some of these players are just simply not going to be taken. So she was drafted last year, but only plays overseas. Okay, she was only 19. So I don't know. Does she get caught? Does she get put in there? She sat out. Okay. Hey, 6'8" Aquarius, what's up? I would swap Billings for Natasha Howard. And Natasha Howard, yeah, they're not picking Natasha Howard. Oh, what did Timmy say? Oh, it was the article with Caitlin when she won. What did she win? And did the when she first, all the controversy, when she came out and started talking about her privilege in the what was the magazine she was on? And then the coach said, the owner said that all the WNBA players should have been on the cover. Remember that? Sheila Johnson. And then Timmy was talking basically the same kind of privilege stuff and had a bit of attitude or whatever. I don't know. It was, kind of annoying. But I like Timmy. But I can see why they didn't protect her, because she didn't really do well after she got injured. Yeah, well, Kathy says both Timmy and Kate will be taken if we leave them unprotected. So we're going to protect, Time magazine. Yeah, Time. Yep. Yes, Time athlete. Who's Pete? What did I miss? Oh, yeah, got me scrolling up. I got Timmy is no longer a fan favorite after those. Yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way. I have to agree. I have no respect for organization leadership, though. What they did to Van Loo was completely. Oh yeah, when they waited till she was on her way back to cut her. Yeah, that wasn't cool. Bye, Kate. All right, so are we? Who are we doing? Because I have Late, Burton, Billings, Hayes, and Thornton. Is that what we're doing and leaving? No Timmy, no Kate. If that's what y'all want, we're gonna move on to the Wings and then the Fever, which we are doing last. That's what we're doing. That's where we're at. It's of course I remember, we all know from his lives. Oh, is he in the chat? I can't see it. Pete came on my show and went off on the Timmy subject. That was what they were referring to. Oh, okay. I can't see. Oh, Freedom says I can't see anyone picking Timmy up. I don't know. Horrible choice. Wait. What? Horrible choice for who? Who's the horrible choice? I think Kate Martin is undervalued, Araceli said. I don't know. I think Pete is not in here. Pete was probably somebody who, I think I banned Pete at one point. If this is the same person I'm thinking of. I think I got rid of Pete. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Pete. I got rid of him before. So he can be in the chat, but we would never know because we won't ever see his comments again. All right. Yeah, I think I remember doing that. Okay, so let's go to the wings. This is gonna be interesting. Wait a minute. Billings, Thornton, and Hayes are unrestricted free agents. Do we think they will be offered a supermax? Yeah, that's a good point. That's where you play that game. I'm going to put this up because this is what we were saying. Billings, Thornton, and Hayes are unrestricted free agents. Do we think they will be offered a supermax by an expansion team? If not, don't protect them. Remember, one unrestricted. No, I don't think any of these players would be offered a super max. Natalie doesn't like white players. Oh my goodness. No, they don't have unlimited. Well, I think Kathy's point is that they can only have one unrestricted free agent that they pick up in this expansion draft. One. And so you got to think, and then they would offer that person the supermax. And you got to go, why protect someone who's not going to get picked up if they're an unrestricted free agent? Yeah, they're not just handing out supermax contracts, but they can have one. And I don't think it's Billings, Thornton, or Hayes, actually. So if that's the case, then that changes our list. Yeah, everybody gets a supermax. You get a supermax. You get a supermax, right? Yeah. So that changes things, right? We've got on our list Late, Burton, Billings, Hayes, and Thornton. So then we do want to protect people like Kate Martin. Right? I mean, if it's not them, then we got to keep Timmy. I want to totally change this. We got to keep Timmy protected. We would have to keep Kate Martin protected. Right? I mean, who else is on the list? Why isn't Salon on this list? She definitely needs to be protected. Janelle, I'm going to protect her. I'm not going to protect Hayes because nobody's taking her. So I've got Late, Timmy, Kate, Janelle, and I still have Thornton. And I shouldn't have Thornton if she's an unrestricted free agent because they're not going to do that. What about Zandalicini? I would protect her. She was on my original list. I would protect her. Yeah. Salon, I have her. And I think I'm going to protect Zandalicini because that was such a good point, Kathy. We're trying to remember that, and then we forget. So like she says, yes, you want to protect your best players who are currently under contract or your best free agent if you think they are worth a super max. Yes. Yeah. So contrary to what people think, your players, like your rookie players under contract, can be snatched up. All right, so I'm gonna add Zeta CD on the list, and then we're gonna move on. We totally revamped that. So now we're gonna go to the wings. Let's go to the wings. Done with the Valkyries, going to the wings, and let's see what we got. Here are the wings. We have Amy, and I should know this name, but I have not watched. I didn't even watch much of the wings. Is it Okan? Anyway, Amy. And we got Diamond Miller, Myasia Hines Allen, Paige Beckers, Asia Petty, Grace Berger, Isaiah James, JJ Quinterly, Louisa Geisel Sauter, Maddie Segrist. I like Maddie. Arike Gumbawale, Lee Yuru, Haley Jones, Kristen Williams, and Taisha Harris. This is wings. Last one before we get to the fever. Who are we protecting? Obviously, come on, the obvious one, of course, is going to be Paige, right? Arike Potato has said is going to be a star elsewhere. Okonkwo. Thank you, Freedom. The wings need to move them to Buffalo. All right. So what's up, Jules? Huh? My daughter's suitcase is at the airport, but it's closed. The airport is closed? And the bag at her house has an air tag, and they have notified the other passenger not to show up at her home and take him to the airport. Huh? Is the airport closed? Marlene says Wilson, CC maybe. Okay, JJ Quinterly, Louisa, Isaiah, Paige, and Maddie. All right. Someone said, Courtney says Burger. And Kat said what I said. The airport's closed. Wings, Paige, Louisa, Isaiah, Maddie, and Lee. Wasn't Lee Yuru injured? I don't even remember what kind of injury it was. Paige and Diamond. I thought they stayed open all night. Arike will get taken as a Supermax player. Really? Is Arike Supermax? I don't see her. I like Arike. I don't see her as a Supermax player. I mean, her number is 15.5 a game, but for her to get 15.5 a game, she takes a whole lot of shots. But this team is terrible. Like, I say don't protect. You don't have to protect too many of these people because I don't think they're going to be in high demand. Mercy. I like Isaiah. I would protect her. I have on my list for the wings, I have Paige. I do have Arike, Maddie, Isaiah James, and then I said Lee or Louisa. That's who I have. Yeah, Araceli says wings will protect Arike, but will use her in a trade. I said it first. Put that up there. All right. They'll protect her and they'll use her as a trade. They're not going to give her away. What a mess. The airport is closed where you go for lost luggage. Oh. Yeah. I remember having to come back to get my luggage. Not because it was closed, but anyway, we're talking about basketball. Wrong chat. Oh, the airport. Paige, Okonkwo, Segrist, Geisel, Solder, and James. What else we got? We don't want them in Buffalo. Hawaii. Jules is a long-standing member of the group. We're family here that share events like that. All right. Yep. It's the Rossies. You don't want buffalo wings. Oh, that's cute. Dallas is not going to keep her, but they may not. They want to protect her and get something for her. Paige, Arike, Maddie, that's it. Do you have to protect her if she's in jail? We were saying earlier, you don't know anything about that. Yeah. So of course I said I think you have to have certain accolades to be even eligible for Supermax. Yeah. But that's what they're gonna do if they take you as an unrestricted free agent. I'd protect Petty just to be Petty. You guys must be tired. Miles and Paige would be very exciting to watch if they would draft her. Oh man. They're not protecting Enrique because of Flood get drafted, but they may protect her and then trade her and get something for her. Okay, so read it again. We have Amy Okonkwo, Diamond, Myasia Hines Allen, Paige, Asia Petty, Grace Berger. I hope Grace Berger lands somewhere. Isaiah James, JJ Quinterly, Louisa Geisel Soder, Maddie Segrist, Arike Leroux, Haley Jones, Kristen Williams, and Taisha Harris. Quite a young team, too. So money should not be much of an issue, I don't think. Right? And all I have on my list is Paige. I'll add Arike. And I have Maddie and Isaiah James. She's got a lot of potential. And then I have a spot. Paige, Arike, Maddie, Isaiah, and a spot here. Are we taking JJ, Louisa, Lee, Haley Jones? What are we doing with them? Anybody? Grace Berger does have strong shoulders. So, sorry, these other teams. Yeah. There's that. Any member want to come on and make your case? What do you got? Who's that fifth spot? Back to Ashley said this one is hard. Smoke says I'm straight up slap happy. I know we're about to get to the fever, but we gotta finish this one off. Who am I putting to that last spot, y'all? Who's the last spot? Who is the last spot? This is what we have. We got Paige, Arike, Maddie, and Isaiah. Who's the last spot we're protecting? Hines Allen or Leroux? Yeah, they may not keep her, but they might protect her. And then there's Haley Jones, Quinterly, Lee. I forgot about, Lee. She's tall. So there's that. She's 6'7". I'm going to go with Lee. I'm going to go with that. Can't teach height. I'll go with it. Because somebody might snatch her up. Otherwise, all right, we're gonna add Lee to the list. All right, now we're done with everybody except we did not fill in one for the Lynx. Before I get to the fever, let's go back to the Lynx and see if we can wrap the Lynx up. We left it with Nafisa, Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, Alana Smith. Adrienne, you saying she's tall reminded me of the song Olive Oil sang about Pluto in that Popeye movie. You guys are sleepy. Carrington. I think we're gonna go Carrington for defense, though. We got Shepard. We are no closer to a decision on that one. And so I'm going to go by what they said, Cheryl Reeves said how pleased she was with Dejanay Carrington. I'm just gonna go. I don't think they really signed to the team. Yeah, I personally would not keep Dejanay, but yeah, no. I'm just gonna do it so we can get to we save the best for last, and that is, of course, the Indiana Fever. So I'm gonna go with Mustard. Okay, scissors. Let me. What do they get? Edward Scissorhands. Okay, we'll go with that. All right. So back to this. Say it ain't so. Huh. All right. Listen, we're gonna get to the Fever because I already did a video on this, and I talked about what I thought about this. But this is where I know it's getting late, but let me put the Fever up here, and then maybe some of the members want to get on the microphone and make your case. But this is what we have. We've got the Fever and roster Kelsey Mitchell, 20.2 points per game. Now you know. Odyssey Sims, Ari McDonald, Bree Hall, Shea Petty, Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, Brianna Turner, Demiris Dantas, Michaela Timpson, Caitlin Clark, Ariel Powers, Sydney Colson, Chloe Bibby. Here's the thing. We're looking at some of these teams and we're going, oh my goodness, this team is terrible. Oh my goodness, this team is bad. Like when you look at the Indiana Fever, when you look at that team, the fact that they were just a few minutes away from being in the finals is just amazing. What is that? Look at my cat walking around. DeWanna Bonner needs to be added to the list. Prague Power says. All right, all of them. I would love to keep them all. But let's start with the obvious. And that would, of course, the obvious, of course, is Caitlin Clark. So I'm putting Caitlin first on the list because that's a no-brainer. I'm going to put Aaliyah Boston on the list because I don't think there's anybody in here. Although a year ago, there were people who were saying that we needed to get rid of Aaliyah Boston. But I stood 10 toes down and said, you got to be kidding me. And I'm telling you, prayerfully, she's healthy. I can't wait to see her back on the court with Caitlin, two healthy people. So, Fever, Caitlin, Aaliyah Boston. Now, some people believe that's the only definite. But I'm looking at what some of you said. Anybody leaving? Okay, so back to Ashley. Did you leave? Anybody leaving Lexi off the list? Joseph says, well, let me go even further. So we got Timpson is rough, but has great potential. Okay. Cece, Lexi, Mitchell, AB, and KK, Kathy said. So she has left off Sophie Cunningham. That's the controversial part. Then we've got Borland 1 says Cece, AB, Kelsey, Lexi, KK. Sophie is an unrestricted free agent. I don't think she'll be offered a super max. So in other words, don't protect her because nobody is going to take her from an expansion draft and pay her a super max. That is a very popular opinion. Okay. Smoke says, let me think about that. Oh, he's talking to Prague. Okay. Joseph says easy. AB, Kels, Lexi, KK. Sophie has had 3 surgeries and 4 injuries since 2023 and wants a lot of money. Would love to see the Fever make Shepard an offer. Interesting. Okay. So he's not protecting Sophie. Kat is in conversation. Keep them all. Oh, heck no. Kelly says, we have the best team. Jules says no to Sims. Back to Ashley says CC, AB, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie, Ari. So she left off Lexi. Araceli says CC, AB, Lexi, Michaela and Kelsey left off Sophie, who was saying that I forgot what the question. I don't even know what the question is now. Sorry, Elizabeth. A, B, C, C, Kelsey, Lexi, A, Ari McDonald. Okay, so you're leaving off Sophie and adding Ari. That's interesting. I love Damaris, but last season was Ari. I mean Damaris. No, Damaris Dantas. Boston's game changed over that year, big time. But she was still worth keeping even then when they were saying that. Like, what? People are so quick to be traitors. Yeah. Kathy says CC, Lexi, Mitchell, AB, KK. I already read that. Yep. People wanted to get rid of AB. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. There was a huge narrative, probably by some of the same people that you may be listening to all the time. I mean, they dogged Aaliyah Boston, dogged her, called her fat, called her out of shape, said she was, I mean, the whole thing. And I'm like, what? CC, AB, Kelsey, Lexi. Oh my goodness. Yes. They really dogged her. I was on a podcast even with having this, defending her last year. But she's in the best shape of her life. Wonder who she learned that from. She is. Do you have to be offered a Supermax in order to join expansion team? I think you have to offer a Supermax, a 1-year Supermax for the expansion team. Yes, the unrestricted free agent. Caitlin, Aaliyah, Kelsey, Lexi, and Sophie. So Freedom says protect Sophie and not Michaela Timpson. Wallace is still with the team. She just took the season off. Yeah, but I wouldn't. So she doesn't need to be protected because she's definite? Or can they buy her out? Of course, I said, I'm not going to say nothing because y'all know where I stand on this. Don't want to get killed today. So of course I know. I want remind us of what you're saying. If it's controversial, what is it? Let Lexi go or something? Anyone who signed to a team last season for a year is protected because a year isn't up yet. So Howard is off the list. Right. Howard cannot be taken. Right. From what I understand, anyway. From what I understand, she cannot be. AB has shown a lot of improvement and doesn't back down from anyone now. Yeah. I love KK, but she is still so lost. We need to protect Sophie. But do we need to protect Sophie? That's the thing. And I agree. I believe that they're probably already talking to her, even though they're not technically supposed to. But I think that's probably likely. I personally think that I know that Sophie said she wants a long-term contract. I know that she said she wants, the money situation, whatever. But I think that people weigh their priorities and she would rather be with the Fever, is my personal opinion. Does that mean they need to protect her though? I don't know, because she's not a Supermax player. She's not a max player, I don't think either. And so I think this is what people are saying. I say protect her to be careful, was my thought, to be sure. But the experts out there are saying, don't protect Sophie because she's an unrestricted free agent. You can protect her and she can still walk for more money. Right? And who's really going to take her and pay her a Supermax? And again, if you protect her and you don't protect KK is likely to get snatched up. And Sophie is protected, but she can still do whatever she wants to do. She does not have to stay. So that's what people are saying. Yeah. I think what Courtside said and others have said, a lot of people are not going to get Supermax. They're not going to be throwing money out there. Ari is still, she didn't play in Unrivaled because she was injured. Lexi, some people do think let Lexi go. Lexi sometimes is not dropping down shots offensively, but her defense is always, always, always there. I think she's a staple on this team. How about Top Gun? How about players you can drop? Howard, Airy, Odyssey. Well, there are a lot of players I'm sure who aren't gonna make it, but Rondello is a clever coach. She may pick Sophie for many reasons. Logo, I cannot fathom. I can come out of this because I think we all know who the players are here. I don't think that anybody is paying Sophie a supermax. Jules is done with Sophie. Okay, so Potato said y'all would rather keep Lexi over Sophie. Here's the thing, like Lexi, Sophie had a really good season last season, the best. It was shortened. It was the best. I don't know if they're saying they would rather. I think there are people who think that if you don't protect her, she'll still be there. And I think if she's still there, that's why I think the Fever had a conversation with her. And that conversation is they're not gonna pay her as much money maybe as she could make somewhere else, but she's going to be able to stay where all the players said was the best place they've ever played before. And maybe they're having that little conversation with her, say, we want you to stay. This is what we can do, etc. In that case, maybe you protect her, but I don't think they're going to take her. So, and she doesn't want to play in Canada. And honestly, I think there are a lot of people out there who have their reasons for not really liking Sophie. And so she knows she's happy in Indiana. She's probably going to want to stay. Who is more indispensable, Sophie or Timpson? I mean, Timpson is not ready for the big. I know we like her and stuff, but she was always looked at as someone for the future, someone who would develop. So if I really thought that Sophie would be taken, I would protect her over Michaela. You want to win now or you want to win later? Kathy says, protect the players who are under contract. Caitlin, Aaliyah, KK, and Lexi, who is a restricted free agent. Mm-hmm. A restricted. Notice she said restricted. She's not unrestricted. She's restricted. Protect Mitchell because they would take her as a supermax if we leave her unprotected. You absolutely have to keep Kelsey Mitchell. Yeah, protect her. And Timpson isn't that good, at least not yet. I know a lot of people were mad, like, put her in. And I'm like, I'm watching her when she's in, and it's a little bit scattered. And she's got to be stronger. She's a little bit lost sometimes. But yeah, AB loves to eat. Yeah, for sure. Led Brave says she's a bench player, meaning Timpson. We need to save money. Okay, so what are we going to do? We can keep Ari if she swears to pass CC past her once in a while. I doubt anyone. See, I don't know, Freedom. I mean, I'm listening to the people out there, and they seem to think that, like the journalists, they seem to think if you don't protect Timpson, she's definitely going to be taken. I'm not so sure about that. But that's what I keep hearing from people. They're saying protect her because if you don't, an expansion team is going to snatch her up. CC, AB, Lexi, Sophie, Timpson, and Chloe, Top Gun says. Mitchell is the only free agent they would take as a supermax, so we are safe with all the others. Yeah. Ledbray says protecting a bench player Timpson over Sophie is a crime, but you're missing that the point of what they're saying, that she's not going to be taken. I'm so far behind. Let me catch up. But it's not that simple because money is involved. Money is involved and strategy is involved. Are you if you are an expansion team, led Brave, are you paying Sophie Cunningham $1.4 million? Are you paying her that? Because if you were to take her as an expansion team, you're gonna have to pay her that. And you can only have one unrestricted free agent. So Sophie would be your unrestricted free agent that you take in this expansion draft. That's what I'm saying. So I think it's more complicated than that. And I think that's why there's so many conversations about the situation the Fever is in, because it's do I protect her when she's not likely going to be taken? I see what you're saying. Like, I might want to do it just in case. But honestly, when I think about it, maybe I'm willing to risk it. Kathy says they will take KK if she's protected, because they have few choices. Yeah, that's a good point. Chloe is a hard pass as well. Yeah. And Araceli says Sophie's decision to stay with the Fever is based more on making herself as marketable as possible with the one player who has made it possible simply by association. Freedom says ain't nobody taking Chloe. Oh my goodness. Kelly wants Colson to stay. I like her. Maybe she could stay in a different capacity. Yeah, no? Oh my goodness. Freedom in the one-liners. Can they pay Caitlin, Aaliyah, and Kelsey? Yeah. For 1 year. For this year, which is why I did my video and said, I got a decision to make. I keep Kelsey. I core her. I pay her. And I worry about next year, because the goal is to win now. That was the goal Caitlin's first season. Just want to make the playoffs. Okay, great. Made the playoffs. Caitlin's second season, they came in. Let's win a championship. Had all the adversity and still almost made it to the finals. Now is the time to win. That's my mindset. I can't worry about 2027. I got to worry about right now. And right now, if I can convince Kelsey Mitchell to stay and get this championship, then I would do that. Maybe next year they'll be willing to pay for less money. Worry about next year. But right now, man, I'm trying to win. So I think that they can this year. Joseph said $450,000 for Sophie. And that's why they don't want to protect her, because they're saying ain't nobody paying her $1.4 million. Yeah, Aries in a boot, injured, messed up foot. Not even 400. April said not even 400,000 for Sophie. Yeah, let's just protect them all. I love this scene too. All right. I would still protect Sophie. So, all right, you guys are the you're the front office for the day. At the end of the day, on Sunday, at some point on Sunday, they got to have their list in. Corsar says Sophie got what she wanted. Get next to CC, blow up. Now she really don't care if she stays or goes. Wow, that's deep. I bet you Jules agrees with you too. I think she wants to stay and play. And simply protecting them doesn't mean they will stay unless they are already under contract. Yeah. It doesn't mean that they will stay. And that's why some people say don't protect Sophie, because she still could leave. Yeah. I think she wants to stay. Remember, Sophie was the one who at the All-Star game, when Cece was a rookie, was trying to talk her into going to the Mercury. And then she said, I'd like to play with her one day. And she finally had the opportunity to play with her. I think she wants to be there. That's why you protect her. So, okay, KK, perfect choice, rookie contract. Money-wise, I mean, the Fever is going to have to pick up in the draft. They're going to have to pick up a big. We're going to have a backup point guard. We got the 10th pick in the draft. I'm correct about Jules. I know it. I'd be bummed if Sophie left. Yeah. That part courtside. Sophie was traded to the Fever. Did she have a choice? She wanted to be there. If you want to get technical about it, so did Lexi. She built her brand on CC too. Well, people dropping some stuff. All right, project players. Jamie said like KK doesn't. Oh, did you say project players like KK doesn't exist in this climate? You need ready to play. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got to win. There's a window. That is why they fired Christy. What are you doing up here, Trooper? You say hi. Get down. Get down. Get down. Good boy. That is why they fired Christy Sides. That's why they moved Lynn Dunn to this advisor position. That's why Amber came in and Kelly came in and all this stuff, because the goal was to win now. It didn't work last season, but it came really, really close under really hard situation. I'm about right now. Pope says we keep talking about the Supermax, but isn't there 2 rounds to the expansion draft? Yeah, they don't have to pay them Supermax in the second round. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but they're going to have to pay the person, the one restricted free agent that they pick up in the draft. They're going to have to do. So, yeah. And I'm not sure if I'm understanding your comment right, but yeah, that's the thing. All right. Okay, well, so this is what I got. Midnight says Christy Wallace and Chloe Bibby will be taken. They're both on rookie contracts. Listen, we gotta make the big time decisions, because as the front office, we make the big bucks. I got Caitlin, I got AB. I'm gonna put down Kelsey Mitchell. And I'm going to put down Lexi. I know some people, for whatever reason, don't think she deserves that, but I can't even imagine. Can't imagine. And that last spot, that last spot, I'm saying going once, going twice. I'm gonna say, if I can get a member on, maybe 2. And make your case, and then we got to make a decision. KK represents the future. Sophie represents now. If Sophie chooses to stay. I don't think there's. Araceli, do you mean like the FIBA stuff, or do you mean? Oh, you're talking about the fever? I don't think that people want CC to play off the ball most of the game. I don't think that's the case. I think they want her to play, and I don't think a season where she only played 13 games is an indication of anything, because I don't think she was healthy at all. And I do think they were riding her like a horse. So I think we have to reserve that until this season when she's healthy. And even then, the way they play her makes it difficult. But yeah, we definitely want the ball in her hands as much as possible. Okay, so I got no members who want to come. So I'm going to allow 6'8" Aquarius to come on up and tell me what you think. And then we're going to wrap this thing up. What is today? Is today Saturday? Today is Saturday. I'm messing around with y'all. I got church in the morning. Okay. I was thinking we got to have our list in on Sunday. So yeah, let me put this in here. And 6'8" Aquarius, come on in, come on up and tell us what you think. Yeah, it's Saturday. It's 11:30 where I live. I know where some of you live. It's already Sunday. And listen, we got UConn and Notre Dame at noon my time at 1 Eastern. So just so you know, just so you know that just so you know, I'm going to be a little bit late getting home to go live for that game, but I do intend to come on and jump on. You got a long run in the morning. Okay, what's up?
Hey, Coach Ross, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Always good to talk to you on your platform. Awesome platform. A
I'm
very
glad.
pe- a
Thank
very peaceful Caitlin Clark platform. You know what I'm saying?
We
As you
try.
know,
We
oh
try.
yeah, I see
Yeah.
your efforts, man. Like I said, you one of those Caitlin Clark supporters, man. We gotta protect you. We protected 5 players for the fee. We gotta protect you
Thank
because
you. Thank
anything, you know what I'm saying? If anybody say anything bad about Coach Ross, man, it's gonna be full-fledged World War III. You don't mess with Miss Ross.
I appreciate that because it can be tough out there in them streets.
I keep my ears so close to the internet. People be saying little things, they might, they don't say nothing crazy, but they got your name in their mouths. I'm like, I'll be defending you in chat. So, we gotta protect you if anybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is Aquarius. This is 6 foot. And like this 6'8". Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Big guy,
Now,
some big ideas. What are you thinking?
the case I have for Sophie is just the fact of the matter. It's really the fact that she can shoot the three. She got very hot at one point during the season where she was knocking down threes. In my humble opinion, Coach, I feel like if we had a healthy Sophie Cunningham in that Game 7 against the Aces when it went to overtime, we would
Yeah.
have won that game with Sophie. Even with Kelsey being gone, CC being gone, I think what's her name fouled out, AB fouled out. If
Yep.
Sophie was healthy, we would have won that game on top of what Odyssey did, herself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I just think that Sophie brings a 3-point shot that we desperately need. We got CC doing what she does behind the line.
Mhm.
Lexi can knock down the three. AB can step back behind there every once in a while. And then more importantly, I think we need to build Sophie as an enforcer. Because when I look at the Indiana Fever, I
Mhm.
look at the '80s Boston Celtics. I
Mhm.
look at Caitlin being Larry Bird. I look at AB being Robert Parrish.
Mhm.
I look at Sophie Cunningham being like a Danny Ainge.
Mhm.
Danny Ainge was a very good 3-point shooter. He was a really good defender, and he annoyed people. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? He annoyed people. He trash talk. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let you like he gave Jordan problems when he went to Portland and when he went to Phoenix. He gave Jordan problems in the playoffs. Just staying with him in regards to not letting him talk all his talk and blah blah blah. So Danny Ainge was a great player. I look at Sophie being that type of player, and really no one else on that team is going to defend Cece either verbally to the media or on the court
Mhm.
physically. And so that's why I said we got to keep her because nothing against Lexi or AB or none of them, but they're not going to step up and fight for CC if somebody tries to get in her space. So
Mhm.
that's why I hope everything that's being negotiated with Sophie, and I hope it all goes in favor of her staying because, like I said, she definitely cares and knows who the great, not the great goose, who the golden goose is. She knows that,
Yes, you know.
and she's willing to protect her. So that's the reason why I'll make her the fifth person over anybody else. I got CC, I got Kelsey, I got AB, I got Lexi, and I got Sophie. Everybody else, to me, in my humble opinion, is replaceable.
But here, that's a good point. You make a good point. But my point is that my question though is, do you think Sophie? I mean, Sophie, listening to you is necessary for the Indiana Fever, right?
Hmm.
Because of, in addition to her skill, she can be that enforcer. Do you think that is anyone else going to even take her? Like, are you paying her a supermax?
Um, Supermax, it's a toss up because she does draw controversy. The whole her MAGA tagline was actually on her before she came to Indiana, but
Yeah,
it became a problem when she came to Indiana. If that makes sense, I don't get it.
yeah.
I don't get it. But she does bring a little bit of baggage with her. Like I said, she can play both sides of the ball. She's marketable. I think she's a max player. I wouldn't say super max.
Mm-hmm.
Because Supermax, if I'm wrong, correct me, Coach. A Supermax right now is 1.7, right?
1.4.
1.4.
Yeah.
She's not 1.4. I would give her max. Because again, I can see her in someone's starting lineup. I can see her coming off the bench being the sixth woman of the year. Because that was my pick. I picked her to be the sixth woman of the year when she got to Indiana last year. I thought she was going to get that award, and if she would have played a few more games, she probably would have gotten it despite all the injuries that we had. Because she came off the bench and was a spark. But I would give her the max. I wouldn't give her a super max because super max to me are MVP candidates or those who have already won the MVP. Like Caitlin's a super max. Asia, um, uh, the Lynx player, what's her name?
Collier.
Collier. She's a super max. Even Jackie Young is to me is a barely a super max player because she does a lot of great things for that Aces team. You know what I'm saying? That I don't think really gets put out there enough because of Asia's presence. So Sophie isn't a super max. I think she's a max player and she's an absolute necessary player. She cares about Caitlin, and that's the one thing that we need to find somebody in this world. We need a Bill Lambier. We need a Rick Mahorn. We need a James Edwards, a John Sally. We need one of those type of guys.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green of this generation, yes, ma'am. We need somebody of that caliber to be on that Fever team because we know no matter what Caitlin does, no matter what she says, no matter what, she's going to get somebody that's going to try her. And, you know, like what's her name did last year in Connecticut. And we need someone like Sophie, if she's already in the game, to step in their face or come off the bench and sacrifice a game or even if she has to take a suspension, fine, just to put the word on the street that you're not going to get in Caitlin's face and you're not going to sit there and say what you want to say and do what you want to do. We need somebody to sacrifice a game or sacrifice a technical foul, and I think Sophie is that person. And like I said, she's marketable. She has the Barbie look, so there's a lot of things going on with her that can really benefit the Indiana Fever on and off the court. But my whole point of saying that we need to keep her, she has to be there to protect her. We need to build some kind of enforcement around her. And I don't know what Michaela is thinking about or what she wants to do because she's nice. She's a very strong, muscular player. If she can start putting some of those elbows on some of those girls and getting their face, we need all we can get right now. You know what I'm saying? So it starts with Sophie. I think we keep her. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so but I'm gonna have Araceli just joined us too. You certainly made a case, and I'm looking in the comments, and a lot of people. Well, there are people who agree about the value of Sophie, but there are people who definitely disagree that she's even a max player. But you did say that she's not a super max player, which is, I think, some of the point about not protecting her, because if she's not a super max player, then an expansion team cannot take her. And so instead of protecting her, then you could protect KK, because who's going to pay Sophie a super max? So hold your thought there. I'm going to let Araceli chime in. I don't know if you want to piggyback off of what 6 Foot said or what your thoughts are.
Well, for me, I would protect Sophie just simply because we already know that she is committed to, protecting, or, I don't necessarily think that she needs protecting, right? But backing her when she needs it, because she does at times need to be looked after. We had a lot of NBA players commenting on their own podcasts and stuff like that, talking about how where are her teammates and stuff, and we cannot depend on AB to do that because she is also a superstar as well, and usually superstars don't get into that type of scuffle, so to speak, with other players and stuff like that. So, and she's just not that type of personality. She's got more of the Caribbean vibe, which is a little cool under pressure and stuff like that, but she does not react that much. Every now and then she does, but not to that extent to where she's gonna end up getting herself thrown out or anything like that. We can afford for Sophie to get thrown out here and there, or get a technical and stuff like that. We cannot afford for
6 foot is 6'8".
for AB to get technicals or get thrown out, So that's my point
So,
on that.
okay, but so I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked 6'8", and that is she a super max player?
No, definitely not.
So then why protect her?
Well, because we do not need her to get picked up by the expansion draft.
But they can't pick her up unless they pay her the super max. That's hey. Those are my yes. Did you hear that? Trooper, leave her alone. Oh my goodness.
So,
but I'm saying they cannot. That's the point. That people are saying a couple things with Sophie. If they're gonna take her as an unrestricted free agent, they're gonna have to pay her the super max, the expansion. And people are saying ain't nobody paying her the super max. So don't protect her. Protect KK, and Sophie will still be there.
Well, not necessarily, because as a unrestricted free agent, she can go anywhere she wants.
But she can go anywhere anyway. And that's
Correct.
the point. So even if you protect her and she wants to go somewhere, you cannot hold her.
No, well, I would say even if she doesn't get protected, is that what you're saying? That she would not be able to
even if
get
even if they protect her from the expansion draft, that does not mean that she can't look elsewhere for another team.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Obviously, with her visibility, I guess, and popularity, could one of these expansion teams pay her?
Well, so
just to get their marketing and their popularity.
So that's the point as well. That's the point as well that I was saying in my video was that I think maybe I would do it. I don't think she's worth the super max. I don't think she's worth the max, but on the court, but you both make good points about the other stuff that she brings to the team. But I would I think I might want the peace of mind of making sure that I had her, but I would probably be talking to her behind the scenes and knowing what she's willing to play for.
Have a wink, understanding.
Right? Yeah, and I think they do these things. I don't think they're supposed to, but because I think that Sophie wants to stay there. Now, some people think she wants to stay there because she's just latching on to Caitlyn, etc. Whatever her reason is, I think she wants to be there, and I think she would rather. She's got other means to make money, right? And she's doing that. So I think that I don't know. I don't know if I would want to risk her not being there. Not that there's not another player who could do what she does, but I think when you've got chemistry already and you're trying to win now, you do your best to maintain that. So I get it when people say keep her, but I also get it when people say don't, because she's probably not going to get the Supermax offered and she could still leave. I still think she needs to leave.
My concern with KK is that she is so slow. Now, like I was saying, before Caitlyn, she would have been perfect for any team, right? Is what I would think. And she'd be already in a starting lineup maybe at that point. But right now, because she is not fast, I don't think she's going to be faster. I think she might not get protected. Her length kind of reminds me of like Kawhi, where she's able to block hands and able to, her wingspan is really wide. You know what I'm saying? But
she could jump too.
And she's a very athletic jumper. However, she's gonna have to be a second team, like off the bench player for the majority of it, without Caitlyn in it, because Caitlyn just moves too fast, and I don't think she can keep up. I just don't think she's.
I don't. I mean, at this point, and I look at and I'm going to get to you 6'8", and those y'all, I see y'all trolling me about Kennedy Carter in the chat.
Hey, yeah, that ain't a bad idea.
I'm just I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
Kennedy. No, it wasn't. It's a Kennedy Carter thing, but I forgot. It was something to do with Michaela.
She's too
I like,
slow.
but I think she is. I think she's slow, and I'm trying to win now. And I forgot my point. But go ahead, 6 for 8. You go ahead, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. They're all in the Kennedy Carter thing now.
Now, I was going to add to that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I look at it like this. I mean, Jordan and Rodman didn't necessarily have the same kind of beef or issues off court that, Caitlin and Kennedy had. But just imagine if Kennedy actually got humbled and she actually, was willing to take a spot on the bench and come off the bench and give us that kind of play that she gives, because her shot is wet. She can knock down a jumper. She is an excellent jump shooter, and I really think if she really understands the dynamic of the situation that she's in now, and she understands that this could be her last stop, this could be her last opportunity, it will be such an aha moment to a lot of Caitlin Clark haters and those who just hate her just because the sun rises and sun sets, to see someone like Kennedy Carter, who purposely did what she did to her on national TV and it made headways, to bring her in, and her and Caitlin squash the beef. They hug it out, and she comes out there, comes off the bench and comes in there and scores and gives us a spark. That would be so awesome. And, it would really make me happy because, like I said, she's had some little issues here and there I've heard about, before I start following the WNBA. She's had some issues. She's a hothead. I mean, who ain't? You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, Sophie Cunningham, I mean, she's not had no legal issues, but Sophie Cunningham really, in essence, ain't no different than Kennedy Carter to me.
Well, I got to say this. First of all, April's comment reminded me of what I was going to say about KK, and that is, April mentioned her going to Unrivaled. She should have played in Athletes Unlimited. I was going to say with KK, and I saw some people say she needed more playing time. Listen, we're trying to win basketball games. Like, I don't have time for that. When we saw her out there, she did look a little bit lost, and there was a reason why that she didn't get as much playing time. But KK, when she was brought in as a developmental player into Unrivaled, they played her for a few minutes in that semifinal game, and then she had to come out because even in the 3-on-3, she was a little, and then in the final game, they didn't play her at all. So there's that. But in terms of Kennedy Carter, I don't think Kennedy Carter would have a problem coming off the bench. She didn't have a problem coming off the bench in Chicago. And Teresa Weatherspoon has said, whatever you ask her to do, she'll do. Come off the bench, fine. Start, fine. I don't think that's it at all. And I do think that she might have been really frustrated, as many people were, with Teresa Weatherspoon and how she handled Angel. It was all about Angel. And I think that was a problem for someone who balls like Kennedy Carter does. But
preach, coach, preach.
But I think you're walking on eggshells with Kennedy Carter. And that is, she doesn't just go after other people. She's been with these other teams where she's allegedly threatening her own teammates. That becomes a problem, and that's a cancer in the locker room. And in my opinion, when I'm trying to win games, I don't have time to babysit anybody. I feel like she's got some issues, and maybe they'll be fine. I want to watch her from afar before I bring her into my team, especially a team like Indiana. DeWanna Bonner was bad enough. She had to go. Different kind of thing, but still. And I really feel like there's such a real true love and sisterhood with this team. And maybe Kennedy needs that because she's obviously got some stuff in her personal life. Maybe that would be what she needed. I just wouldn't want to find out the hard way.
I mean, DeWanna Bonner shot 3 for 100. So she had to go, you know what I'm saying? So
she needed to go. The thing is that she just stopped showing up. But the difference between Carter and Cunningham as far as enforcer, Carter's game is definitely better than Cunningham's because she's a problem. Because she
where she would be a great fit would actually be with the wings. Carter could be her Becker's Kelsey Mitchell, so to speak. Because I think they're going to let go of Arike, actually.
And you know what, Coach? In my mind, I'm actually preparing for them for Kelsey Mitchell to be off this team. I'm actually looking at possible replacements for Kelsey Mitchell, because I was telling somebody, if you really want to be honest, if Kelsey Mitchell was the lead of Fever, you know who I would love to have at 2 guard with Caitlin Clark, because she plays both sides of the ball very well. I would love to have Jackie Young, because
A
Jackie
lot
Young I feel like she's the kind of player, she doesn't talk. Her mouth is closed. You can't quote her. She does her job. She goes home, and there's like, I don't see her. She's not a cliquish kind of player where you can't say what side she's on. She plays basketball. She goes home. So if we don't get Kelsey, I would love for Indiana to go get Jackie Young. That would be a great. That'd be a great look for Caitlin, and it'll give her some. It'll help her with her defense in practice, because Jackie's a good defender.
Well, a lot of people like Jackie. A lot of people have been saying that. If I'm picking between Jackie and Kelsey Mitchell, I'm picking Kelsey all day, every day.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely. And part of that is because she's there. She's already a part of the system. When the second half of Caitlin's rookie season came about, and they got it together after the Olympic break, it was Caitlin and Kelsey. Everybody was saying it, the best backcourt in the WNBA. And then, of course, last year we didn't get to see that again. So I'm not going through again. Okay, can these people figure out how to catch Caitlin's passes? I'm not doing that. We got Kelsey. She is the toughest guard in the WNBA. Who's the hardest person to guard? Everybody's gonna say Kelsey Mitchell. You know, we didn't get to see them together this second year, but that's what I'm doing. So,
do we really want a Carrington messing with Young's head?
I don't even. So listen, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna let Courtside come up, and then I gotta end this thing because I gotta be in the church in the moment.
Have a good night, y'all.
I really appreciate that. 6'8" and Araceli, your thoughts. Thank you so much. You just helping to make this such a good night. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, God bless and be safe, everybody.
All right, God bless you too. So Courtside, yeah, come on up. So wait, who's wicked? Somebody said somebody's wicked. All right, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, April. I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. I was saying this today. Rory Harmon in a Fever jersey it would be good. She plays so hard, both sides of the ball. Reminds me a lot of Hannah Hidalgo, for sure. All right. Someone says Skylar Diggins. We don't need that in the locker room. My goodness. I might want to take Kennedy over Skylar. I like her, but I put the link up. You see it? Let me put it. I'll put it in again in case you didn't see it. And then we're gonna wrap this up because we can talk all night. And we got so thank you for those of you who are hanging with us. I know it is late, and those of you on the East Coast, it's even later. I haven't even had my dinner. I haven't had my salmon yet, and it's almost midnight. But I'm gonna have Courtside come up and talk to us a little bit, and then we're gonna make this last pick for Fever. And we're going to call it a night because right now we've got CC, AB, Kelsey, Lexi, and we're going to have to make a decision here. But so far, the people who came up made the case, and the case is for Sophie. Hello,
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Can you hear me well?
I do. I can. Appreciate you for bringing me up.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. The Clark effect. I hear you.
Yeah. I just had a few comments. You know what I mean? What I was trying to tell you in the chat too is on my channel, I've been going really hard to keep Kelsey, and I'll be getting killed in the chat. So that's why I was saying that in the, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, I don't know, they just don't like her. But I'll be trying to tell people like they have like the memory is only from last season, right? So they forgot the rookie year when they was labeling them the Splash Sisters and all this, you know what I mean? And the Indiana Fever fan base is kind of funny, you know what I mean? Because they wanted to get rid of Christy Sides, you know what I mean? They got rid of Christy Sides. They bring in Stephanie White. Now they want to get rid of Stephanie White. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not an advocate for how she been playing CC, but she was hurt last season. So it's a new year. It's a new season. I'm just not an advocate for giving away, in my opinion, Kelsey Mitchell, the top 3 guards at her position in the league. You know what I mean? And on CC's way to have the scoring title, she had to pass up who? Kelsey Mitchell, right? You know what I'm saying? So why would you get rid of that production for just anybody? I don't agree with it, man.
They came after me. I just put out a video called "The Case for Kelsey Mitchell," and people came after me as well.
Man, I don't agree with it.
But I think a lot of it has to do with it's the other stuff. They forgot about how they came together in the second half of that first rookie season. Then Kelsey Mitchell's sister said whatever she said, put the post up about it, and I think people lost it. And let's be honest. As I shared this last night in the live stream, I think for some people, they got really touchy because they were winning without, when of course they were losing too, but when they did well, they were doing it without Caitlyn. And I think for some people, that's a problem. They don't want anybody but Caitlyn to get all the accolades. And because instead of rooting for her team as Caitlyn was, they took it like, oh, Kelsey thinks she all that. I really do think that's an issue for some people.
I think that is true. I agree with you because some people even wanted to lose last year because they lost without if they was, you know what I mean. So I understand that and I agree with you that point. But I think the majority of the fan base turned when Stephanie White started coming out in support of Kelsey Mitchell because they feel like she's true. And I don't know if she is or not. It seemed that way, you know what I mean. But they feel like when the interview she did, Kelsey Mitchell did, that's when everything changed. When she said, oh, there's never had a coach like this. She believed in me. So they think that she's trying to make the team around Kelsey. That could be true. I just don't know. You know what I mean? But what I do know is this. I want CeCe to win a championship, and I think she's going to need help. You know what I'm saying? And them two play together. They play together good. And another thing I tried to say the other day in my chat, you guys want to just go out and first of all, you guys say, which I agree, that a lot of the girls beat up on CeCe don't like her. So these are the same girls you want to go get and bring to the team. Like, no, man.
Right. No, like Kennedy Carter.
Now I'm an advocate for her though. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, she no question that she's a baller, but the thing with Stephanie White, I don't know how many people were watching from the outside looking in have ever had to coach or teach. But as a person who both coached and taught school, I gotta find a way to keep my team encouraged. I also want to show respect for a baller like Kelsey Mitchell, who's been there through all the difficulty and everything. Like when Kelsey Mitchell says, we all we got, we all we need, a lot of people took that like, oh, that's disrespectful to Caitlin Clark because they always have Caitlin Clark on their minds. They're that's not a diss. What it is, it's like Dawn Staley recently said, and I don't like her terminology, but she said something about a player who got injured, and she said, when that player is injured, that player is dead to us. I don't like the way she said it, but I knew what she was saying.
I know what she meant. Right?
Yeah, so she's saying that I have to, because otherwise we're like, oh my goodness, look where we are. We just lost CeCe. We just lost whoever. I've got to make sure they understand that what we have here is all we have, and it's enough. And I also need to let this player, this Kelsey Mitchell, who's hoping to get a championship this year after all those horrible years, I got to let her know, I believe in you. Right, it's like the Maryland coach. It's gone viral. The Maryland coach saying to the, I believe.
You gotta just watch basketball. People want to get rid of a Hall of Fame coach. Well, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. And Larry Brown, when he went over to the 76ers, when he tried to change Allen Iverson's game. You know what I mean? Phil Jackson changed Jordan's game and made him more of a passer and things like that when he came. Sometimes it's just a part of coaching. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, I've been saying this and I can be absolutely wrong. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and Boston is that core right there. They should be doing whatever they can to keep that core together. You know what I mean? Because I believe that Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell is the best backcourt out of the whole WNBA. And I also believe that Caitlin Clark in Boston is the best pick and roll duo in the whole WNBA. So why would you want to mess up that nucleus? And on top of that, they're ahead of the game because all these new contracts, people are going to be leaving teams trying to get paid. This team already has chemistry together. they're already above the 8 ball. Like, you know what I mean? Then you bring in Lexi. I would try to keep Lexi. You know what I'm saying? So them 4, to me, I don't want to make it sound like I'm just belittling other players, but if you keep those 4, I don't care who you go get. Just go get some fill-ins.
Go to the Y. Go to the Y and pick up.
Yeah, go. I don't care who you go get. Go get some fill-ins, and you know what I mean. If you can get Kate Martin, she has good chemistry with Caitlin Clark to come off the bench. I would like that pickup. Some of these other players, the guy, I don't know his name. He's 6 foot. I think his name is 6. You call him 6 foot.
6'8" Aquarius.
6'8". Okay, yeah. Salute to him. Some of these players that they naming, I don't think is realistic. Like Jackie Young, I don't think is realistic. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna let her go? You know what I mean? I don't think that's realistic. You probably got a better chance at like Ryan Howard or somebody, and I don't even think that's realistic. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know.
Jackie, they kind of go, she's from Indiana, right? So it kind of makes them think, well, maybe, you know. Yeah, but I wouldn't let Kelsey Mitchell go for Jackie. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's the same thing they said about Stephanie White. Everybody wants she's from Indiana. They wanted Stephanie White to come coach, and then she get killed. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too. If you come to the Indiana Fever, you have to be prepared for the spotlight. Everything you do is going to get criticized. Everything. Them turnovers you had with the Sky, nobody cared. You come over here and do that with the Indiana Fever, you're gonna get killed. The media,
everybody's watching, and that's what I did a video a year ago after the offseason, and I said it's the best of times and it's the worst of times, and so you have to be willing to handle the spotlight and the scrutiny, right? You know, But I will tell you what I have said many times here, and the Ross season particular members can say I've said it. You couldn't pay me enough money to coach Caitlin Clark. I wouldn't want to do it. I would never want to do it because I'd have to be, well, I think Stephanie White and them, they do, and I think the Fever in general do a good job of tuning out the noise, but you will never be good enough for it will always be, you did this, you didn't do this, you looked at Caitlin wrong. I just would not, you couldn't pay me enough. She's playing. So I see people like, oh, she's playing off the ball at the same time. They're riding her like a horse. Like I'm going to say I don't want to see Caitlin playing off the ball all the time, but I don't have a problem with Caitlin playing off the ball some of the time because I'd like her career to last more than 5 years. And the way they play her and the officials in this, and she played off the ball some in Iowa. She's not going to be a one-trick pony. And that's what I think some people want. And they don't even want Stephanie to talk to her. Like, I still see it. Stephanie's talking to Caitlin. Caitlin doesn't need a coach.
Yeah.
What? I don't think people understand, like, players like Caitlin want to be coached, you know? And so I think last season was not a good indication of how Caitlin is going to be coached. She played 13 games. They were not consecutive games. Caitlin wasn't healthy even when she was back. Yeah. So I gotta give grace and say, let's see what happens when we get this thing together. And the whole trash and Stephanie, some of it is just rage bait, honestly. It's very lucrative. So
I think I don't mind her playing off the ball either. And I said this the other day, I said, I don't know what Stephanie White was thinking, but maybe she knew something we didn't. As far as Caitlin Clark injury, they're guarding her 92 feet up the floor. They're double teaming and trapping her. Maybe she took her off the ball to take some of the pressure off of her. But as a coach, I don't want you to take your best player and take her off the ball and put her in the corner. If you're going to take her off the ball, make her run around the screen to get the ball back or something. Because Caitlin Clark, I don't know if you noticed this, and I could be wrong, but this is what I see. When Caitlin Clark is not involved in the offense, when she's off ball, she just stands in the corner or something, and that's just helping the other team by her just standing, run her as a decoy, like Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like Steph Curry or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's what I saw with FIBA. You know, like I was saying, okay, if she's gonna be off the ball because you got all these different players, it's different from when you coach in the FIBA. And I'm like, but I don't want to see someone who shoots as well as she does. And she's off the ball, and then you don't run a play for her and stuff like that. That I don't want to see. No, but I can't judge, like you said. Maybe she knew what we didn't know, but also it took a while for this team to gel. So, however she was working with Caitlin early, it was early. We have no clue what that would have morphed into.
Right. And on top of that, I asked this other day because listen, when I believe something, I just stand on it. You know what I mean? Like whether you like it or not, that's what I believe. I could be wrong, But I asked this other day. I said, if Caitlin Clark came out tomorrow and did a public speech and said, I endorse Kelsey Mitchell, I endorse Stephanie White, do y'all still want to go on? Yeah, get her out of here. Get Kelsey out of here. It's like you're trying to speak. You're trying to speak for Cece, but if she come out and endorse, because I do not believe Cece want Kelsey Mitchell gone. I don't. I don't. Nobody can convince me.
You don't want
that.
Stephanie White gone either.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So,
but it doesn't matter with Caitlin. I'm telling you, I've seen enough, and it was an interesting last year. But I've seen enough where people actually would say, "Well, I know that that's what Caitlin said." But she's just a nice person. She didn't mean that. They're gonna tell. I'm supposed to believe that what she says about Kelsey over what they say over what Caitlin says because they know better. Now, so I just want to address something Prague Power says, but putting AB up at the top of the key instead of in the paint was dumb too. I think if you watch AB's transformation, and you even hear it from Candace Parker, what Stephanie White did with Aaliyah Boston, making her more of a facilitator, is working for her and will continue to work for her. AB again is not, and she said that about Dawn Staley too. She's not just going to be in the paint, back to the basket person. She can help facilitate, bring the ball up, set the high. I mean, she's shooting a three now. I think again, sometimes our sight is very limited. And we see what we want to see right now, and we don't see the expansion that's taking place. And sometimes that means a player has to be stretched a little bit.
Right.
And I think
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And if you watch some of her highlights, because I really didn't watch Unrivaled, I've seen highlights. If you look, and I know it's just 3-on-3, we can see that from the way Chelsea Gray plays in 3-on-3 rather than 5-on-5 basketball. But Boston looked like she done stretched her game out a little bit. I seen her over there hitting threes and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's gonna come back over here to the 5-on-5. And I'm not too familiar with her injury. I don't know if it's
they've been hush about it.
I don't know what's up with her injury, but I be trying to prepare people. You know what I mean? Because I don't like to argue with a stop sign. When something happens, I try to make the best of it. I believe Stephanie White gonna be here. I think she's gonna get the extension. That's just, I could be wrong. And I believe Kelsey Mitchell not going nowhere. So if you're a Fever fan, you just get ready for it. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Because I don't think this team is bad. You almost go to the semifinals last year. So why would you
finals? You mean?
Yeah, the finals. I mean, you almost get there. Kelsey Mitchell gave out, you know what I mean? Sims was balling. I wouldn't mind bringing her back as a backup. You know what I mean? She was already here. She balled out in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to start. I'm saying maybe 8 to 12 minutes a game or something to that nature to give CC a breather. And I think you just run it back. You know what I mean? You have the nucleus, you have it.
I agree. But I also agree. One of the things that I've said and engaged with a couple people, I think people they're determined to be miserable about it. Like there are some people who are like the post is day after day, post about Stephanie White, day after day, and it doesn't matter what the video is about. It'll be like, oh my goodness, did you see that video that the Fever put out with AB on one, in Miami and CC on the other court? And I was like in there, and then it's like, oh, this is so exciting. They're gonna be back, and there'll be comment after comment. If Stephanie White let Caitlin shoot, bring the ball up. And I'm like, oh goodness, we're going to have a season now. It's going to be great. Everybody's wanting the season. And they'll be, if Stephanie White.
Yeah. And then somebody in the comment section a couple of days ago, they said, well, did you see the commercial they did with Caitlin and AB? That's because why didn't they put Kelsey? And I was like, bro, because she's not signed. Those two, they know going to be back here for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like you got, and I could be wrong though. You know what I mean? But I did say this. I did say this in my live the other day. I said, listen, I'm going to kill the topic. You guys can hate on Kelsey, but let's just do this. If Kelsey is on this team and she be going out here getting buckets, I don't want y'all coming back over here telling me, oh, she had a good game. No, stay on that side up over there. You know what I mean? Because that's what y'all said. You know what I mean? I want Caitlin Clark to get a championship. The thing that they hold against Caitlin right now is she don't have rings. You know what I'm saying? And the other day I was doing a show and they was telling me, oh, just go get her role players like she did in Iowa. I said she didn't win in Iowa. You know what I mean? She had a lot of numbers. She did her thing. You know what I mean? But technically, she didn't win. So you want to go get role players to what? What are you trying to tell me? She's going to, as good as Caitlyn is, she is going to need help. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. You know what I mean? I know she's good. I came to the WNBA because of her. I haven't watched the WNBA since Cynthia Cooper back in the day with the Comets. You know what I mean? I have never watched. And I seen your show you did about her when you met her or something like that. Or
met her a couple times.
Yeah, you know, I think you said a book or something. Something about a book. Yeah. So
And
yeah, I've been watching for a while.
To meet her. I brought my players to meet her.
Yeah, Cynthia Cooper was, I call her Ponytail because that's all I used to see is that ponytail.
Goodness. Go as far as I'm concerned. Let me just do this real quick. El Professor, thank you so much for that $9.99. He said, I'm absolutely loving this conversation, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, appreciate that. I'm loving it too. So,
I actually got a couple emails in the last couple of days. You need to reach out to how you pronouncing that? Adrienne or Adrienne?
Adrienne. Yeah.
Adrienne, you need to reach out to Adrienne. So I went on your Twitter and I was like, well, you can't message her. You know, how do I get it? And then somebody came back. No, I don't think you can message on Twitter.
Oh, I don't know why.
I'm not really a Twitter guy, so I look. You know, it usually have like a message box right there or something. You know what I mean? And then I reached out to Livewire, and he told me he would try to.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
so,
I saw it in the comments.
Yeah,
so
I got a couple emails about it, and it's on my comments on one of my videos I did. It's in the comment section too. So I appreciate you bringing me up. You know what I mean?
Oh, I appreciate you coming. Great conversation for all of you. And so we gotta hook up. That'd be great. Do some more. But this is great. And it's after midnight here. I don't know.
It's only 10, 12. I'm in Arizona.
Oh, you're in Arizona. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm in Southeast Missouri, so it's 12 here. Those who are hanging with us who are on the East Coast, wow, amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. All the feedback.
No problem. Anytime. Right. Thank you for bringing me up.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking.
You have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. Cool. So no, I really appreciate that. Appreciate 6'8". Appreciate Araceli. Who else was Freedom was on here earlier. Everybody who comes up, appreciate that, and all those are in the chat. So I got to go for a last one here to wrap this up as our day in the front office, and I'm going to put Sophie in here. I know we're not in agreement. I know it might not even be necessary because I personally don't think that she's going to be offered the Supermax. But Araceli came up, made the case. Aquarius came up before that, made the case. So I got CC, AD, Kelsey, Lexi, and Sophie. It's not easy to do this kind of stuff. I am so glad I don't have to make these decisions, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be KK. So here's the thing: we'll never know. We'll never know who the teams protected. We'll only know one player they did not protect, the player who gets taken. And remember, they don't even have to take anybody from all the teams. We already said there's probably a team they'd be like, never mind, right? So thank you, moderators. I appreciate you. April said, "Courtside, do you think Bonner will stay in Arizona?" So yeah, the chat was rocking and rolling as we were rocking and rolling here. 115 there in Michigan. Sophie won't go on expansion. No one can afford her. Max says, "All right, okay, so." This has been fun. We've been on this thing for almost 4 hours. And Freedom said, I didn't give anyone the boot tonight. I so appreciate the moderators. You guys just amazing. Of course, I said no, April. He doesn't think so. Wow. The members, the super chat. Thank you so much. El Professor coming through. And all the members, all the subscribers, the Rossies. And like I said, tomorrow, today, I won't get home in church in time to be at the beginning of Notre Dame versus UConn. But as soon as I get in, I'm planning to jump on with you guys. So I hope you will be mindful and hang on and hang in there until I get there. And it's, of course, let's go Notre Dame. Anybody but UConn, as we say. And then after that, we got UCLA. Who's UCLA taking on again? Who's UCLA playing? Texas or somebody? No, Texas played today, right? Or yesterday. What day is it? Anyway, yeah, it'll be Kentucky. It'll be Duke. Oh my goodness. Yes. Notre Dame and UConn, and then Duke and UCLA tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to grab lunch somehow and eat it on the way home or something. All right, everybody. It's been a blast. We got to be front office for a day, and it wasn't easy. And the rules aren't easy either. So I'll catch you guys. Thank you so much. I'll catch you next time, God willing, of course. God bless you abundantly. I still got to have dinner. What?